Hey guys, how's it going? Good morning, happy Monday. Let me go ahead and set up this room real quick. Once I have it set up, I'll send out the link and then we can get started, guys. So let me just finish up setting up this room. And once everything's all good to go, we can get started. So let's see, it's 6:19. We have some time before we start looking for some scalps anyways. So if you guys took the scalp that I called last night before we closed off the live session, it looks like it hit full TP over here, right? So if you guys took that scalp, nice work, full TP. I did send my profits yesterday because I did hit that as well, right over here. So I closed out the night pretty nice in profit. And yeah, it kept pushing. I mean, I could have held on to it, but I didn't. It's all right, profit's profit. But I'm ready to catch some more. So yeah, let me finish setting up this room, guys, and then we can get started with these scalp entries. Let me see real quick. All right, so let's get this link sent out real quick. Let me get the groups going. This one right here. I'll just get this right here. Send this out to all the groups. All right. So we got them sent out there. I'm going to send it to the social media real quick. And we should be good. I'm going to send this out to our Facebook. And a couple other places. And then to our Instagram real quick. I'll go live on there as well. So let me finish the push. All right, it's done there. Send this out to the emails. Looks like we're good for the most part, guys. Let me just send this out to the Instagram real quick, and then we should be good. Screenshot this. I forgot to put this thing. Swipe up and. All right, cool. I'm gonna try to pull up the Instagram live on my computer too, because I think Ivan mentioned that it loads up, so I can answer questions on there as well. So let me see. We got that swipe up there. Other than that, I think we're good. All right, so links posted. Let me check the chat real quick. See if you guys are in here. I think I need to unlock it first. All right, cool. Looks like we're good to go. All right, so let me get these in the Instagram. Oh, sorry, I'm in the last place. Let me send you guys the Zoom link as well for you guys in the premium. Sorry, guys. Let me grab that. All right, so it looks like we're good to go. Let me just go ahead and set this up for the Instagram live real quick. Then we can kick this off. All right, looks good. All right, guys. So it looks like we're good to go. Let me see if I can pull this up on my other side over here as well. Try and get the live going on mine real quick, guys. So hey, morning, Matt. Morning, Kushi. Morning, Nazareth. Morning, everybody. So we're getting started right now. I'm gonna try to get this live on my browser over here, so I can answer questions on there as well. Let's see. I'm not really sure to get this going. All right, it's fine. I'm just gonna focus on YouTube. So if you guys have questions and you guys are on the Instagram live, just get on the YouTube channel and I'll answer the questions there. Morning, Alex. Morning, everybody. So let's check out the charts right now. So if you guys entered the scalp last night before we got off the live session, it hit full TP right over here. So let me just mute everybody real quick. Yeah. So if you guys enter the entry over here, so before we got off live yesterday, like around, was it 8 o'clock last night? I mentioned the sell right here that I was trying to enter, but unfortunately it didn't fill for me. So I entered a little late once it came back down. So as it was up here, I entered as it came back down right here, and then ended up hitting full TP right there. So if you guys took that trade, nice. I didn't catch the entire move, but I did catch most of it. So let me see how to pull this over here. So I did send my profits last night before I went to bed, which was right here. So we had that, that first tester run right there, and then we had another one right there below, where I was able to lock in some decent profit before we called it a night. I think I also sent it over here as well, right? Yeah. So everything was sent right there, and then some people entered the trade a little late, including myself. So if you guys took that trade, I know it was in some drawdown slightly, and then if you entered late, it went straight to TP on letting open right here. So we're currently looking for another entry for US 30. There was one that was right here, but I didn't take it because the market's just about to open. So we're probably going to see some spikes in price. But if you guys did catch this trade right before the market opened, we had the rejection off the pivot, rejection off the structure for that red candle right there. So if you did take that trade, it looks like it would have hit TP already by now. Yeah. So it just hit TP. And now we're waiting for another entry as price comes back up. So other than that, we're just waiting for an entry. These were the most recent entries. So we had this one right here. And then before that, there was nothing over here. The other most recent one would be this one right here. I don't know if this one would have lost. Actually, no, it looks like it would have won eventually. Yeah. So this would have hit TP as well right here. So if you guys are looking back to the most recent entries over here, this is the very most recent entry. And then there was one right next to it, this one over here. Let me just cross this over. Yeah, so these are the most recent entries. So we have one entry here. We have, I don't know, this thing moved over. We have one entry there, and then we have another entry right here off this green candle. And then we have another entry over here. So that's pretty much it for now. We're just looking for another entry to validate right here once it does close. But we have about 2 minutes left until market opens. I think once market opens, we're gonna have some spikes in price. So other than that, I think that's it for these scalps. I did call some Forex trades this morning. I don't know if there's anything else really worth taking. Our JPY position right here never filled. You can see this alert never triggered. So it's still pending right now, pending buy stop. We're probably going to cancel it because it doesn't look like it's going to swing back up anytime soon. We also have a pending sell for GA over here as well. So we have those two pending trades there for Forex. Other than that, I don't really see much in the Forex market as the market's still slow. So I'm probably going to be just looking at scalps for today. So if you guys have any questions, feel free to put them in the chat, and then I can take a look at any pairs you guys want me to look at specifically. But for the most part, I'm going to be looking for some scalps here for US 30 and for the DAX. So that's it for US 30. For the DAX over here, there really hasn't been many entries. The market's just been slower for the DAX today. But we'll be looking for some right now once the US market opens, as things should start to pick up quite a bit. Yeah. So even in this point, anyways, right here, I wouldn't have been taking any trades for the DAX. So you guys can see right here, like if you guys have been following the other sessions, I mentioned that when price is choppy, like this right here, this is not an area where you want to trade anyways. So I want this to actually swing below before we take any entries. You want to trade when price is trending like here, but whenever price is choppy, like this right here, this is usually where you don't want to trade. So I would hold off on trades around this area until it, swings back up, swings back down. And then again, same situation here, either swing down or swing up from this point here. So until that happens, I'm probably not going to look at any DAX entries because obviously you can see the choppiness here. You can see the choppiness over here and the choppiness over here, right? So you can see the huge difference between a smooth market right here, smooth move up, smooth move down, smooth move up here, smooth move down here. And then again, right here, we're looking for this either smoothing out below or smoothing out above. So until that happens, we're probably not going to take any entries. But when it does, then we start looking. So other than that, that's it for this right here. And then, I mean, the DAX is it's just going sideways. So it doesn't look like there's going to be entries anytime soon. We'll be more focused here on US 30. So looking at this here, the market just opened at 630. I'm not going to take this candle, even though there's an entry that's setting up right here. So same situation right here. We have this setup here. If this ends up rejecting off this pivot in the structure, off this candle right here, then it would provide for another entry, but I'm not going to take it until maybe like an hour from now, because obviously we're going to see some spikes. I'm going to see how bad the spikes are for the first couple candles. If it's really spiking, there's huge wicks, then I'm going to hold off. If not, then I'll probably take a tester trade here off the next couple candles to see if there's any entries. But check out that huge spike. See these big spikes? It's the market open manipulation, as a lot of the previous orders from the weekend are starting to fill because the stock market is just opening right now. So other than that, let me pull up CNBC to see if there's anything. All right, so Dow falls 200 points amid rate fears, and then Apple and Tesla shares decline. So I'm just trying to see if there's anything that would, necessarily affect the market. So I know, like, should I stay out the market or should I take these scalps? But other than that, it looks like the indices market is overall down. The Dow is down, the S&P is down, the Nasdaq's down. However, oil and the 10-year bond is up, which is moving opposite of the indices right now. So other than that, I don't really see anything here for us to really worry about. Biden administration revised PVP, oil forecast. So I'm just trying to see if there's anything here that would necessarily affect our positions and to avoid us from wanting to take these US 30 scalps. I don't think there's really much here. So this is what I was mentioning, right? I just marked this up. I said if this closes here with a rejection off the pivot in the structure, then it would provide for a sell entry, but I'm probably not going to take it. If you guys want to take it, you guys can. But like I mentioned, this is going to be a risky move. I kind of want to wait for it to confirm and stabilize before I end up taking these positions here. But this would have filled the or if it closes, this would have qualified as a sell scalp right here. And I'll mark it up as it closes. As you guys can see right here, we still have 7 minutes left on this candle, so it's a lot of time for this to finish moving before it ends up, coming down. So let me just revise this zone right here. It looks like this zone kind of spaced out slightly. All right, let's change the color and then just put them back on. There we go. So yeah, we're going to be holding off on this. I mean, if you guys want to take it, I'll give you the parameters in the next 6 minutes once it closes. Otherwise, I'm going to hold off on it myself. Let me get my MC4 set up. I feel like I should just reset my MC4 every time I want to take a trade, because it always ends up not filling my order. So let me just try on one click trading, open up my US 30 and DAX 30. Those are the two main ones I'm going to be looking at. Chart the window up right here. And I think I'm going to start with like a standard lot, and then I'm going to move up to a 3 lot over time. Like depending on how comfortable I feel in the market, I might even take this trade for a 1 lot just to test it and see if it ends up playing that direction. So let me check out this wick right here. It's a huge wick. Yeah, about 400 pips. The 400 pip wick. If this closes bearish, I'm probably going to take it. Just going to take a tester. All right, so let me check the chat real quick, and I'll see what we're looking for here. See who else is over here. Hey, Jeremy. Morning. Morning, Karen. Morning, Camel. Morning, Billionaire Mindset. Morning, Peter. Morning, Indra. Morning, Kel. Morning, Mercilava. Morning, everybody. So, Billionaire is asking, do you call the scalp trades on your premium chat? Usually not, Billionaire. The premium has a Zoom link. So as you guys can see here on YouTube, it's a little delayed. I'm not sure if you're getting my calls like a few seconds late, but I noticed that for YouTube, you guys are getting like a small delay, like probably a 10 to 20 second delay. So the premium members have the Zoom link where you guys can have, you guys can have access to everything real time. There's no delay. But I don't call the actual signals on the premium. Sometimes I'll send them here. Like for example, I'll send my trades sometimes if I'm taking them, like this right here. But I like, you don't have no time to call, right? Because as soon as we take the trade, it ends up like playing out too quickly. So if I call a scalp, by the time you guys see the scalp, we're probably out of the trade already. So you guys see this big candle right here, guys, for US 30. This is what I mentioned about holding off on entering these trades because there's just a lot of manipulation right here. So this is something that we're looking at, but I'm probably not going to take it. I'll see if I want to take the tester within the next 3 minutes. But if it keeps spiking back and forth like this, then obviously this isn't something I want to take, because it can either go one or two ways. It can, if we enter the scalp, it can drop pretty nice quickly to TP, or it can reverse super hard in the other direction. So I'm going to be holding off on that. We'll still be looking for the daily entry here as well. Let me just have this marked up right here. So I'm going to turn off the sessions break. Yeah, I think the first entry would have been right here, 6:30. So we'll be looking for the next signal after this. But other than that, I think that's it for now. Just be holding off on this. Hey, morning, Emmanuel. Morning, Smokes. Kel mentioned 66% of people are short US 30 and FOMC news in 6 hours. Okay, let me check that real quick. I didn't even see that. Let me check the news real quick, guys, to see if there's news here. I don't see any FOMC news here. Kel, let me just check real quick. I know there's news on Wednesday, but I don't see any here on Monday. And let's just check the sentiment as well. US 30 sentiment. So looking at the US 30 sentiment right here, let's see. We've got about, yeah, we've got 65% of people short here. So this is actually, oh damn, look at this huge candle. See this? So this is why we don't take the opening candle, guys. Look at this huge candle right here. It went from like way down here, and then from the bottom, let's see how far it shot up. Within like the first, like the couple seconds right now, shot up over 1,000 pips within, I guess like less than a minute, right? Because we were waiting for this to close down here with the next 3 minutes. It's only a minute has passed. Now it's shot up about 1,000 pips. So that's why we don't take the opening candle, guys, for US 30, because you could have got caught in this whipsaw either for a sell and you've gone stopped out, or if you're in here for a buy earlier, you probably would have gone kicked out as well when it first opened up. So yeah, we're gonna hold off on this right here before taking any trades, and then we'll let it play out, because like after this, probably until 7:30. I mean, let's see, I'm gonna mark this up right here, 7:30. This is usually where it'll smoothen out, right at this point. So this will probably bounce around. It'll probably go up, then it'll come back down, and it'll go back up. And then once it passes 7:30, it'll either go really high up or not really high. It'll just push up to, like, it'll break out of this like ranged area right here. And then it'll continue moving that direction. That's where we'll take the scalps. But other than that, guys, let me grab my water real quick. Hey guys, other than that, we're gonna wait for this to really stabilize before taking this trade, because we just don't want to get caught on the wrong side, right? So huge candle right here. This was Damn, it's crazy. How big was that? It was 1,000 pip move, 1,200 pip move, nearly. And we'll just see how it plays out. So even if this does close right here, there's no entry available because there's no, you see the wick rejections up here off the structure, but there's no wick rejection off the pivot. So even if we want to take the sell entry here, there's no sell entry anymore. And we'll just be waiting for this to, play out before we continue on. Hey, morning, Shonda. Morning, everybody. So we're just waiting for this to smoothen out. Once it smoothens out, we can take this trade. So I'm not looking at US 30 right now. We'll take a look at the DAX. Huge bullish move right there too. So we'll see if this ends up smoothing out for the DAX here as well. Let's check the other indices as well. So the Aussie pushed up. So it looks like a unison like bullish move here for all of the indexes. Aside from the China 50, nothing there. The Spain 35 that pushed up slightly. The France 400, France 40 looks like they're all pushing up. So I think this is like a temporary push up, like even the Nikkei right here, small push up. Nasdaq, huge wicks on both ends right here as well for the Nasdaq. Wow, 658 pip move. Let me check if there's any zones down here real quick. All right, so let me just update these zones in case we want to scalp the Nasdaq today. I'm probably not gonna scalp it, but I'll, if I see anything good here, I'll give it to you guys. So got that zone right there. Got that zone right there. And then this huge mess up here. All right, that's all that's relevant there because price is so far below. It's not really necessary for us to really be looking that far off. Anyways, back to US 30. And it's doing exactly like I mentioned, right? So it was going to spike up, and it was going to spike down, and it's just going to keep spiking back and forth until it decides to pick a direction. So there's just no direction right here right now. Technically, this would be a buy scalp if this ends up closing here. Because we have the wick rejection off the pivot and the structure, but it's not something that I really want to take. Because obviously, this is going to have to go one way or the other, and you don't want to get caught in any of this. So we'll be watching this, but we're going to see this bounce back and forth for a while until it, it decides on a direction. So we looked at that. We'll look at UK 100 right here. So UK 100 is still choppy as it's been for a while now. It hasn't really been moving too smoothly. So let's see. I'll check out the London entry here as well to see how this played out last night. If you guys decided to take that London open. So let's see. London open would happen around midnight, which was right here. So it looks like if you guys took that London open entry right here, I mean, you probably would have gone stopped out. This is why, yeah, if you guys took the London entry here, you would have gone stopped out either way. So if this wasn't called last night, thankfully, because if it was called, it looks like this probably would have lost. A pretty bad loss right here, yeah, because it only pushed down. I forgot what the sweet spot was. Sweet spot for London was like, I think like 500 pips or something like that, right? Or 600, I think. So it's still technically active right now. I think if you guys took this London entry, if you did the 600, but it's not really looking so hot right now, especially because all the indices are pushing up. So we didn't call that trade, so thankfully we didn't. If you guys did look for some scalps here, it looks like there were a couple of scalps. So let me see if there's one here. So I don't know if I would have taken this trade right here. Let's check this real quick. It's kind of too choppy right here. If it's choppy like this, I don't like to take these trades right here. So I probably would have held off on these specific. I wish there was like other rectangles I could use. Okay, yeah, so like this area right here, I probably wouldn't have taken any trades in on this area because it was too choppy. Whenever the pivots cross over, to the orange and red, like this right here, I don't really like taking these trades. I like taking them when they start to smoothen out. So let me just check this real quick. Yeah, I would have skipped all these trades here. Well, I would have skipped these. This green one right here, I probably would have taken this because it was already smoothened out right here. I'll show you, for example, if I take this off and hide it. There we go. When we hide this right here, you can see that the pivots are pretty smooth going down, choppy, smooth moving down. So if it was smooth right here, I probably would have taken that trade. Short position right here. think the sweet spot for UK 100 is like 250 or something like that, either 200 or 250 for the scalp move. If you took that scalp there, that would have hit full TP. I would have avoided these right here, and I probably would have taken this one right here. But I probably also would have skipped it because of the market open candle right there. But if you did take this trade right here, it looks like this probably, well, I mean, still technically active. It's currently running right now to TP. So that's pretty much the scalps right there that I would have seen for UK 100. I personally don't really like trading UK 100. I'd prefer the DAX over this and US 30, obviously. But you know, if you wanted to take this trade, this is what would have played out right here. But yeah, other than that, let's go back to US 30 real quick. So yeah, like I was mentioning here, this entry right here is about to close in about 4 minutes. If you guys want to take this, you guys can. But like I mentioned, this is a risky trade because this might end up, you know, bouncing back and forth before it ends up moving smoothly. And the last thing you want to do is enter a trade, and then as soon as you enter, it goes complete opposite off you, right? Because if I do set this up for 500 pips, it looks like the range is actually pretty tight. So even if you enter this trade right here, and then it ended up spiking down real quick, it might stop you out before it, you know, pushes back up right here. So I'm not going to take it myself, but if you guys do want to take it, I'll just put it on the chart for you guys over here. All right, so about 4 minutes left on that candle. Let's see if there's anything else here. All right, other than that, I think that's it for this. Let me check out the YouTube real quick. Let's see. Kelsey, do you have low impact news turned off? Looks like that's probably why you didn't see it. Oh yeah, Kelsey, let me check that real quick. Yeah, I don't really follow the low impact news, guys. If there's like low impact stuff, it's just not really necessary because it's not it's probably not going to push price enough. Okay, gosh, yeah. So I see here, Kel, you have it showed that FOMC member Bowman speaks. This is at 12 p.m. though, so I mean we'd be done trading at this point anyways. We usually stop trading around 10. New York session, so I think I should be all right since it's getting close to you know, obviously the market open. So let me go back over here. We have about 3 minutes left on this candle. I'll give you guys a setup here, but I'm not going to take it, so take it at your own risk, guys. I might enter it late, so what I'll do is I'll probably just watch it, and then if it pushes up, say for example, if I see it right here, right, and then if I see it close above here, then I'll take it for like a heavier lot size just to scalp, you know, the rest of the move. But I'm not going to enter it right away because it just seems like too risky of a move for me to really want to enter this. But I will I'll show you guys in the next 2 minutes if and when it closes. Mark said, Nasha, our call would have hit TP. Here, let me just check real quick. Let's see what you're mentioning here. Yeah, I don't know. I don't see what you're talking about, Mark. I mean, you said that here, based off your new UK 100 strategy, you would have hit 200 pip win today. But like, I don't know what you were looking at for that. I mean, if you were just following the normal strategy that you've been applying, it looks like it would have hit stop loss though, right? So if you're applying your normal strategy, it looks like, so you take the first candle after a market open. So like, let me just go to the clean chart over here. So for your original strategy, Mark, it's, it's the first candle off open. So for example, right here at midnight, this would have been the first candle, right? So if I mark this up right here, this is when the market opened for you guys. And then if you guys took the first signal right here, I mean, if you could send a chart, Mark, I mean, we could see what yours would hit. But I mean, just looking at it here, what if it's stop loss, right? Unless your TP was like really tight, like 100 pips, then yeah, I guess it would have hit. But if you took this one here for the sell, I mean, it would have been a stop loss, right? But I'm not sure because you mentioned that there's a new strategy, but I haven't seen, what you, Mark said TP is 200. Yeah, because I don't really see anything here, Mark, for that specifically. Because even if your TP was 200, I mean, it still would have hit stop loss, no? I don't know. Your strategy is probably different now. It's probably not the one that you were applying before, right? Because I didn't see an actual signal called. I just saw that you guys mentioned that there's some new strategies you guys have been using. So I don't know. I guess we'll talk about that later if you want to like discuss it. But I don't really see. I mean, it would have hit stop loss here if you were applying, the original strategy that you've been applying. Because I think what is it? You do like 250 to 600, right? So 250 to 600. Either way, it still would have. It would have like reversed directly off you guys. But I don't know. Who knows? You guys have a new strategy, so we'd have to see what's different. I don't have no idea what the new strategy is, so I'm not sure what you guys were referring to. But yeah, okay, so let me check this out real quick. Let me go back to US 30 real quick. Okay, so this candle just closed right here. I'm not going to take this trade. If you guys want to take it, you guys can, but like I mentioned, this is a very, very risky trade. We have the wick rejection off the pivot and the structure here, and this would have been the entry. I'm not going to take this trade. I'll just watch it. I might enter it late if it ends up pushing up. So for example, right here, if this ends up pushing up above this structure right here and closes above here, then I'll take it for a late entry. But other than that, I'm not going to mess with this right now until it's, smoothened out down here, at least around 7:30. So we have about 30 minutes before that that confirms. So let me check this real quick. Let's see. David said, here, let me see. David said he's seeing way riskier trades. Yeah, bro, I feel you. All right, so let's see. You have oh, nice. Okay, so David's actually in this buy right now. He's in this buy that we're looking at. Should I just enter this with you, David? I mean, it seems like you seem pretty confident about it, right? So let's see. You entered at about 31,300. Nice. So you entered way down here, bro. You got in like right when it opened, right? Yeah, so you got that rejection off this candle. You saw it when it came up, then it came down, and then you filled it right here. So David actually entered this trade here, 31,300. Yeah, you actually got in at a really good price. Yeah, so David sent me his chart right here. So he entered at 31,300, I believe. And yeah, you're pretty deep in profit right now, David. You're up, let's see. Yeah, you're up about like 500 to 600 pips right here. So that's pretty solid. But I'm going to wait and see how this plays out. I'm not going to enter just yet. Because the last thing I want to do is enter this and then it. All right, so if I get a double confirmation right here, David, I might enter this. So if I have this rejection right here too off this red candle, then this would probably be this would be pretty solid right here for that second confirmation, because we have one entry here and then this one here for a second confirmation, then I would probably take it. I might just take it with you guys. Let's just take it. There we go. I'm in. Enter that buy. I entered kind of late though. So I'm in this trade now, guys. I entered it right now as David kind of influenced me to take this trade. So let me just set the stop loss. It's 31,297. And let's see, TP is going to be 31,390. All right, so I just took a tester trade here. I'm not really expecting much. I just took like one lot, just a one lot, just to feel out this trade. So if this ends up closing above here, I'll probably stack on my position, but we'll see how this ends up playing out. I did take this trade right here though for this buy. So let me set a couple alerts here. Scalp number 1. I'll just continue to follow it to see how it ends up playing out from here. All right, so we got that there. We got all right. So like I mentioned, guys, this is a risky scalp right here, but I'm taking it anyways. I'm gonna take it, see how it plays out. David has it running on his own trade too from his analysis. So if he thinks it's gonna hit, then it's gotta hit, right? Anyways, so we'll take a look at that, guys. If you guys have any questions, feel free to put them in the chat, and then we can take a look at anything you guys want me to right now. But we'll be looking for some scalps here. So we're just looking at this US 30 scalp. Let me see if there's anything else we can scalp right now as well. Yeah, so David said price is 31. 293 for purple trading. All right, nice. So on your broker, it's a little different. But yeah, he did mention that imbalance above, it'll get filled. Perfect. So yeah, we're currently in this position right here. Nice work, David, off that little peer pressure that you put me in. I'm gonna try to stack on some positions right here. All right, so I stacked another position right here as well. So let me see. I'm just gonna set up the TP right here as well. $31,297. Yeah, cool. Nice, David. Thanks, bro. Because I just yeah, I just stacked these two right now. I entered another. I took a fat one right after, bro. Took a 3 lot. All right, so I got 2 positions running here for my FTMO. I have my 1 lot right here. I'm in profit about $200, and I have a 3 lot right here. I'm in profit about 300 to 400 bucks. So nice work, David, off that assist. I'll be watching it though. I'm just gonna keep watching it. All right, I did stack a fat position off that. Because usually, when my confirmation matches up with David's, it's usually spot on. Like on Friday, guys, if you guys followed our trade on Friday, I took some fat positions off that as well. Because David was in a buy and I saw the buy as well. So we both took that trade. So I'm currently in this trade, guys, and we'll just see how this plays out. Let me see where his TP's at. Let's see, David, your TP is at. Oh, your TP is way up here. So, I mean, it looks pretty solid for the most part. Your TP is like way high above 31,509. So you're way up here. So if that ends up, it's a pretty solid move for both of us. So I'm letting it run right now. And then we'll just, we'll just see how this plays out. I think it looks fine because all of the other indices as well, they look like they're pushing up. We have the Aussie 200 right here. I mean, obviously it's having some retracement. The China 50 is not even moving at all. I might have to take this off my watch list if it doesn't move at all. Spain 35 is pushing up. The French 40 is pushing up. The DAX 30 is pushing up. Everything's pretty much pushing up now. This is actually an entry right here for the DAX as well, guys. So if you guys wanted to take this buy entry right here for the DAX, I'll just leave this box here so you guys can see where the choppiness is. But yeah, if you guys are looking to take the DAX, this would be another scalp right here. We have the wick projection off the pivot, wick projection off the structure. And with that said, this would qualify as an entry for a scalp off the DAX. I'm not going to take it because I'm already over leveraged right now off US 30. I'm not going to take it on mine. But I mean, if you guys want to take this here, this would be the entry for the DAX. If you're looking to scalp it, currently looking at US 30, looks pretty solid so far. I'm just gonna leave it alone, let it play out. So other than that, I think 250 is kind of too high for this specific one right here. Yeah, I'm not sure what the sweet spot is for UK 100 guys for the scalp because I don't normally take them. But I feel like 250 might be too far off. Might be 200, might be, or 150 might be the sweet spot actually. Because if 150 is a sweet spot, this would have hit TP already. I mean, we are scalping for the smaller moves. So yeah, either way, I think if there was 150, I think these both would have hit, which is pretty solid. But other than that, I think that's we would have to test it more because I don't scalp UK 100 at all. And like I mentioned, guys, if you guys take a trade here, generally I'll put my stop loss at the middle of the pivots or below it, and that would be the sweet spot. So for this here, I mean, the sweet spot would be either 150 or 100, somewhere in between those two, 100 or 150. Other than that, it's just it's gonna be a little different. There's actually another entry right here. So if you guys took this trade here for UK 100, looks like there's gonna be another one right next to it right here. If this ends up closing, so if this closes in 1 minute, this would technically be another long position right here. And if the sweet spot's 150, this would have been the entry for the scalp there. So we'll take a look at this. We have about 51 or 50 seconds left on this candle. So if this ends up closing like this here, this would be a another scalp entry for UK 100. But other than that, I'll just keep looking here. So let's see. Yeah, we got about 30 seconds left on this candle. I'll keep looking through the indices, guys. So if you guys have any other questions, put them in the chat and we can take a look at anything else on this side. So we got about 20 seconds left on this. Kirsten said, I can't see DAX scalp, not showing on my chart as rejecting off from structure. So Kirsten, make sure you're looking at, so I'm looking at currency.com data right here. I'm not sure which data you're looking at, but if you look right here, if I just take everything off the chart, there's actually a big zone right here. So I'm not sure if you're looking at the same data or if it's different. Oh, sorry, okay, you're looking at the DAX. Let me go back to the DAX real quick. So there's a scalp entry right here for UK 100 if you guys are looking to enter it. I'm not going to take that, like I mentioned. I've got too many positions open on US 30 right now. So our GA just hit TP1, guys. If you guys took my GA position this morning, so I did call that right over here. Let me see. And the premium, it just hit TP1. So GA right here for a sell, it just hit TP1, right? So I'm gonna give you guys that update real quick. Let me just give you guys that. For you guys in the premium, there we go. Played out exactly like we thought it would. So yeah, I mean, if you guys are taking the, if you guys are taking the trades here for my Forex calls, I mean, all the calls are hitting. So this is, how many pips was that? 11, I think, right? So our Forex call just hit TP, and then our US 30 is about to hit as well. Just pull up US 30 real quick after this. Forward that over to you guys right here. I'll share this to the public now. So if you guys are in the public, this is how you guys get the trades. You guys get them delayed because obviously, the premium members get them first. Looking at US 30, damn, US 30 is bouncing around pretty heavy right now. I just saw myself in profit like 1,000 and then it bounced back down. So US 30 is kind of all over the place. Let me go back to it over here real quick. Hide this. Yeah, it just keeps bouncing around pretty nice. I mean, it just broke above the structure right here. So I'm more confident that it's going to play out. So I'm not even going to bother looking at it. I'm just going to let it play out. But yeah, Kirsten, you mentioned for the DAX, you don't see the zone there. So looking at the DAX right here, for the DAX, I'm using Forex.com. So there's the order that the data goes in is currency.com, then Forex.com, then Oanda. I don't think there's a currency.com data for the DAX here, but just looking at this here, let me just show you the zones. So on my end, there's a zone right there, right? Here, let me just redraw these zones real quick because it looks like these have kind of moved around a bit since. But just looking at this here, Kirsten, let me just recolor this, extend it to the left. This would be the, I'm just gonna have to redraw this entire area. Let me just redraw the entire zone because there's a lot of zones here, Kirsten. I'm not sure if your chart looks like this here. There's actually a bunch of zones in this area, so I'm just gonna redraw them real quick so that there's obviously no confusion here. So these actually all connect right here because this green one right here is this whole area. We'll just connect this as one because they overlap. And then again above here, there's another big area right there. So here are the zones for the DAX. And then like I mentioned for that most recent entry right here. Oh, okay, no, I see. Okay, so my bad. That was I think that was an old zone, Kirsten. That was right here because I think before that. Let me just see if there was another zone there before that. Yeah, no, sorry, Kristen. That was my bad. This I thought there was a zone right here, but there wasn't. So Kristen, you're all right. There was no entry there for the DAX. Let me just go and redraw these zones real quick because the zones got kind of messy. So let me just fix this up real quick, and then we'll have this set up a little better. So yeah, technically there was no entry there. So Kristen, you are right. There was no zone down that point. I don't know what happened here. It looks like everything just got kind of messy, and I got confused with the zone. So I just redrew all these right here, and then nice. Oh, nice, 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 David. Thanks, bro. So that just hit TP for me off my yeah, good shit, David. Let me just show you my profits real quick. I just looked at my US 30 and it just closed out profit. So nice work off that, David. Thanks for that assist right there. Here's my profit off those two trades that I just had right now for US 30. You know, the first one lot here, I won 304 off that. And then for this three lot that I told you I stacked on top of that, I made 733. So this is my account here for FTMO. Nice work, David, off that assist, dude. That was amazing. That was a nice assist right there, bro. Because I wasn't gonna take that trade, but since you confirmed it, I just locked in about $1,000 off that trade right there. So thanks for that. Yeah, that was pretty solid, guys. I'm glad I was looking at the chat at that time, or else I would have missed that trade. But let's go back to US 30 real quick. I don't know what happened. I don't know if it closed me out earlier or whatnot, but whatever. I mean, I hit TP already off this. So if you guys are still in the trade, I mean, it's still pushing up. But for some reason, I got kicked out of the trade. I mean, you guys see my profit here. I don't know why it kicked me out early. I think because the pricing is different off MT4, obviously, right? Pricing is a little different, but I'm not going to complain about making $1,000 right now. I'm going to take that money and then I'm going to enter another trade off the next entry here. So I'll be watching for another entry here, but that was a great call, David. All right, so let's see. Nice, yeah. So Chem over here said thanks, David. Got in, locked 258. So if you guys want me to share your profits in the public group, you know, just post your profits in any of the groups or send them to me directly, and then we can take a look. So this is about to push up even higher. I'm like tempted to hop. My phone's right there. I was gonna take a screenshot of my profits, but I'll show you guys later. Nice. So it's about to hit TP right there. Looks like it's on its way up. Where the I gotta get David's horns here already. When we get that, let me get this real quick. All right. So we're just gonna be waiting for this to play out, and then I'll get David's thing on. But yeah, guys. I mean, everyone locked in some pretty nice profits. You know, to kick off the trading week. It's only Monday morning, but it looks like everyone here can lock in some pretty solid profits. So like I save everyone's profits right here. Jazz over here, he took this trade for the Dow 30. He locked in about, or no, for GU actually, he locked in about 177. So nice work off that, Jazz. Billy over here locked in a couple $100. Let's see, 200, 300, 400, 500, 600. So he locked in about 600 last night. If you guys were in the live session, Billy sent that to me directly. And Isai over here, he locked in about 1,163. So if you guys sat in on my live session yesterday, we actually caught a lot of scalps, and everyone over here kind of kicked in, you know, some pretty nice profits. Billy, Mersba again over here, he took like the first entry off open, so he locked in some pretty solid profits. So it's been a pretty good week so far. I mean, we literally just started, and you know, we're gonna keep pushing for some more profits as we speak. So looking at this right here, it's about to TP. Once it does, you already know what's coming, David. David's horns are on the way. So let me water just spilled on me. Damn. I just got a new lid for this too. Oh, this thing spilled all over me. All right, but anyways, whatever. Let's start looking for some more trades here. So let me go back to the DAX 30. There's actually no entry there, so thanks for clearing that up for me, Kirsten. So yeah, we'll still be looking for some entries throughout the DAX. If it does play out, we'll go back to the UK 100 here. If you guys ended up taking this trade, it's currently in profit. If you guys saw that scalp that I called off the live a few minutes ago, that's currently pushing up. The Aussie 200 here, let's see if there's any. And you guys can see that this scalp, I mean, the strategy works on everything. It's not just US 30. It works on Forex as well. It also works on, you know, any cryptos that you guys like to look at. So if you guys want me to look at anything, or if there's any scalps that you're, you know, kind of eyeing right now, I can take a look at them for you. Just put the pair in the chat and I can take a look. And if you guys are here on the YouTube, I mean on the Instagram live, just go on the YouTube and post your questions, guys, because I can't pull up the Instagram live on my computer for some reason. There's probably like a specific link that I have to use, but I was trying to pull it up and I couldn't. It's all good though. You guys can just pull up the YouTube. It's in the story. If you guys pull up the story on the Instagram, just swipe up and it'll take you to the YouTube channel. Nice, full TP off that. So David, you already know what's coming off that. There you go. David, so we hit TP off the right here, US 30 scalp, full TP. So if you guys took that trade, damn, straight to TP right there. That was a great call, David. So right there, that was good. Now we'll be looking for another entry off this. So full TP off that. I was gonna send you guys a screenshot of my profits, but I can't because my, obviously my phone's right here for the Instagram live. But I'll just show you here again. These are the profits I made off that specific trade. I made 300, and then I made 733 off the stack position off that. So, maybe at some point I'll show you guys how I stack. It's a little different. It's not necessarily the same way that I've been showing you guys. It's a little more of an advanced way of doing it. So if you guys want to learn that, I'll probably only show that to the K2 members, and I'm probably only going to show that to the advanced members. So if you're a beginner trader, I'm not gonna teach you it because I already know once you learn this technique that I've been doing, you're gonna want to keep doing it, and you're probably gonna make mistakes. So I'm not gonna teach it to any beginner traders, only the more advanced traders in K2, because I've been stacking up some crazy profits. You guys can see here, my stacking has been it has been pretty crazy. Like, it's been a little different. Like for right here, you can see I start with like one position, then I stack up, I double up to 2, and then I got double profit there, and I stack up to 3, and I make even more profit there, right? So you guys can see that my stacking is a little different now. Salim right here, nice work, bro. So Salim took that buy as well. He locked in about 1,000 today. So congrats, Salim, off that. You guys can see here, like, I'm not the only one that's profiting, right? Everyone in K2 is profiting right here. This isn't my account, it's Salim's account. So congrats on that, bro. I know you're here in the chat, so that's some nice work off that. Let's see Mark over here as well. Nice. He took the buy off US 30, locked in about 200. He took 2 buys off here off GU as well. So he's up about 500 bucks for the day. So congrats to everybody who took those trades. Profits are looking nice. We'll be waiting for that next one. I'm just going to be waiting for this to play out again. And once it plays out, then we'll take that trade. Let me check the daily entry here. Nothing here for the daily. But yeah, I mean, this is a pretty solid move right here. So David's TP is actually way up here. I guess he's waiting for it to push up even higher. What I'm going to do now at this point is I'm just going to wait for this to retrace down a little bit, and then I'm going to catch it again. I'm not going to chase it now because I know by the time I enter this trade, it's going to pull back on me, right? It always does that. So I'm not going to enter it just yet. But when I do, I'm going to take the next trade. So we'll be waiting off that. Let's see, the UK 100 right here is about to hit full TP as well. What else did I mark up here? I think that was it. There's no entry here for the DAX. So the 2 trades that I marked up earlier, if you guys were following my live session, a few minutes ago, I marked up this UK 100 that hit full TP, and then this one as well that's about to hit full TP as well. It's already halfway to full TP, and it's almost there. But I'm not in this position, so I'm not going to set alerts because I'm not taking this. I'm only going to really be following stuff that I'm actually taking myself. So nothing off that. But yeah, wow, look at this shit right here, David. Now I should have held on to this no TP, huh? Merspa said, I wish I would have held like David. Yeah, no, same here, Merspa. That was a crazy move up. Damn, I have to start doing what David's doing over here. Start identifying these imbalances. So yeah, it looks good. I mean, it just hit some resistance right here, so it might retrace down from this point. You guys can see this nice wick off this area right here. This is probably going to swing back a little bit. Delete that, actually. It's probably going to pull back a little bit, and it's fine because if it pulls back, that's better for us because we're just going to be waiting for another scalp entry. But David's still in it, so yeah, and David got in for a nice push up because he got in from down here at, what was it, like 31,300, I believe, or even lower than that, I think. I just know David got in at this point down here, so he's in profit pretty heavy right now. Yeah, you're in profit way over 1,000 pips, David, I'm sure. I'm going to be watching for another entry, so I'll keep watching for it. I'm going to set an alert off this, actually. So let me set an alert off this pivot here. US 30 crossing the pivot. Once that happens, I will I'll take a look. But yeah, for right now, I mean, there's not really much to look at this point. Let's check out our GA over here. GA is about to hit TP2 for 22 pips. So it's been a pretty good trading day so far, guys, or week, overall. Because we had a whole bunch of TPs hit yesterday too. So it looks good for the most part. I'm just gonna be looking for this over here as well. So we'll be watching for this right now. You know, like I mentioned, it did hit resistance right here. So it's probably gonna retrace down a little bit, which is perfectly fine because I actually wanted to come back down to this area right here so that I can take another scalp, right? Because I want the rejection off the pivot. I want the wick rejection off the pivot in the structure like we have right here and like we have right here so that we can catch another scalp using the snipe strategy. So you guys can see right here, I mean, this strategy is pretty solid overall. You can take in both directions. Like we took sells last night, full TPs here, full TP here. We swapped over to another sell here and then swapped to a buy once we got to this point. And then there we go. So I'm just gonna be waiting for this. If you guys have any questions, you know, put them in the chat. Otherwise, I think we're just gonna be chilling for the most part. If you guys want me to share your profits in the public group, send the if you guys want me to analyze anything specific, because I'm honestly, the guys during the session, I'm just gonna be looking at US 30 and probably the DAX. I might look at other indices as well if I want to scalp these too. But I mean, for the most part, I'm just going to be looking at US 30 and the DAX because these are the main ones that I trade. I don't like to trade NASDAQ because NASDAQ is super choppy. Let me just check the zones to see if there's anything new here. Nothing yet. So let me just turn this back on real quick. So we have these marked up here. Yeah. So, you know, having this marked up here, this is pretty much, let me just show you real quick. For the NASDAQ, there was a couple entries here that were technically available, like this one right here. This green one would have been an entry. I'm not sure if this would have hit stop loss or TP, but you can see that it's kind of, I mean, it's kind of a risky move because if you took this trade right here for a long, I just don't necessarily like to trade NASDAQ as much. I don't even know what the sweet spot is for this. I don't know if it's 100 pips. If it was 100 pips, maybe you would hit TP, but if it's anything wider than that, looks like the sweet spot's actually wider. It looks like it's probably around 250. If that was the case and you took this trade, this would have hit stop loss, right? I don't really like NASDAQ as much, guys. I mean, NASDAQ is kind of choppy. I mean, there's some entries here that you probably could have taken and they would have hit. But I mean, overall, this just seems like too choppy of an asset for me to really want to trade. So I'm going to keep away from NASDAQ 100. I've never really had much luck trading NASDAQ. I mean, it does work. Don't get me wrong. If I pull this back, you know, farther over here, you can see that there's actually a lot of entries here that you could have taken that would have hit TP. Like, for example, over here, I'll just mark this up over here. So, for example, right here, if you were to take these like way up here, this would have hit TP. But I mean, there's like way too much choppiness here, right? Like looking at this here, there is let me see where's the first entry for this. No, that wouldn't have filled. That wouldn't hit. So this is one entry right here. You can either take this green one, this green candle right here, where it rejects off the pivot in the wick. I mean, the wick rejection is off the pivot in the structure. So there's two entries right here, this green one and this red one. If you took either of those right here, I mean, obviously it would have hit TP, but then, you know, if you move down here, you start to see it get a little choppy. I'm trying to look for a bad trade here. So let's see, we have one win there. We have, let's see, I think this would have been an entry right here. So, I mean, it goes both ways. I mean, there's wins and losses here, but I feel like this is like, there's like so much movement here where you would have missed all these trades here. There's one win and the one loss. So I personally don't like to trade NASDAQ. I mean, it does work. It's just, it just doesn't work as often as I would like it to. So let me go back to US 30 real quick. Right. So it's doing what I mentioned earlier, right? I mentioned that for this, we're, you know, anticipating this to reject off here, come back down, test this structure down here. And then as soon as that happens, you know, swing back up. So I'm just waiting for this to come down to provide for another entry so I can enter the next trade off US 30 here. So you guys have seen these play out. I'm just going to delete everything off this chart so that we can clean it up. I just want to clean it up a bit so that when I do take this next entry, there's not really much of a mess on the chart here. So I'm just waiting for this to play out. Once it plays out, then I'll take this trade and then we'll go for another scalp upwards. So that's it for that right there. the DAX right here, there might be an entry. If this ends up wicking above this area here, then this might be an entry. However, if it doesn't wick above this structure right here and there's no rejection off it, then there's not going to be any entry. We have about 50 seconds left on this candle. We'll see how it plays out. And then I'll pull back US 30 over here as well. So yeah, these are both playing out exactly like we mentioned. Identify this rejection after we hit our TP. And I said I was going to swing down slightly. We'll just see how strong this is as we continue. I'm going to look at the DAX real quick. So let me pull up the DAX on mine in case I want to take this trade. All right, let me see this real quick. We got about 15 seconds left on this candle. Nothing there for US 30. So I'm just going to focus on the DAX right now. If this candle closes above this structure right here, this would provide for a buy entry, a buy scalp. Let me just pull up the DAX on mine real quick. No, so no entry there off the DAX. It's all right. Waiting for the next one here. The reason for this is because there's no rejection off the structure, right? We have the rejection off the pivot, but no rejection off the structure. So we wouldn't have taken this trade right here. Let's go back to US 30. Now we'll just be waiting for this here. I mean, if this ends up closing with a rejection off the pivot and the structure, then we can take this for another scalp upwards, which is perfectly fine because David's, there we go. It just touched the pivot right here. So, I mean, technically this wouldn't be an entry though, unfortunately, because if it does end up closing like this, there's a rejection off the pivot, but no rejection off the structure, like I mentioned earlier. Where did this structure even come from? Yeah, sorry guys. I don't even know where this structure came from. I have this structure right here drawn, but I don't know where this actually came from. Let me just delete this. There's no structure there, so there's technically no entry available. All right, so I guess we're just going to skip this. There's no requirements met off this. We'd have to have this come down and test this lower structure down here. But if this ends up, so here's the problem, guys. If this ends up crossing over this way, the charts are going to start getting messy, right? Because if I pull this off right here, you see the smooth move up right here, right? If I take this off, these candles are starting to smoothen up to the upside. If this ends up pulling down, if it pushes down this direction, then the pivots are going to angle down, right? So it's going to get crossed over, and we're probably not going to look for any entries until it smoothens back out. But just looking at this here, I mean, there's no entry anyways. We need the rejection off the pivot and the structure. We need something like this right here, like this this green candle right here. We need this wick to reject off the pivot and the structure. If it's just off the pivot, it's not enough. It needs to reject off both. So nothing here for US 30. Let me go back to the DAX. Yeah, nothing here either, because even if this closes as a bullish candle, there needs to be a rejection off this structure here. There's only a rejection off the pivot, but no rejection off the structure. So nothing off that. Here for the Aussie 200, I'm not sure if anyone's taking this trade here. I'm like tempted to take it now because it looks like a pretty solid entry for the most part. So let me just pull this down slightly right there. And let me just hide the K2SR. So for example, here on the Aussie 200, there's actually an entry off this. I'm probably not going to take it because it's too late. But this would be the entry off this. I'm not sure what the sweet spot is because I don't necessarily trade this very often or at all really. 100 might be too wide. Looks like 50 might be the sweet spot. So here's the scalp entry for the Aussie 200. If anyone took this, now, obviously I didn't take the trade because I just saw it right now. It's too late for me to enter it. It's already halfway to full TP for this. It's the same setup that we've been looking for: rejection off the pivot, rejection off the structure. And yeah, it's currently pushing up right now. So that's it for the Aussie 200. The China 50, I don't really trade this, but I know there's a couple people in the group that do trade it. If you guys are looking for the scalp here, it looks like there was probably, yeah, there was actually one scalp that was available right here. And I'll mark it up for you real quick for whoever is trading this. So if you did take this trade, see this, actually there's no entry there. It was really close to the pivot, but not exactly. So no entry off the China 50. The Spain 35, let me check this real quick. I'm just gonna draw my zones real quick down here so we can see what is connected here. So that's a separate zone. Another one right there. And another one right there. Another one right there. And then lastly, another one right there. All right, so just looking at the Spain 35, looks like there was actually a scalp right here. So this is where the scalp started. Scalp actually started right here. I mean, there's a bunch of different entries right here that you could have also taken. Actually, I would have skipped these because it's rejecting off both sides. But just looking at this here, this is where the scalp actually began. So it began from here. I don't know what the sweet spot is. It's probably like 10 pips or something like that. I don't know. I don't trade this, so I'm not sure what it would be. But it looks like it would be somewhere around there. So it's on its way to full TP off that, the Spain 35. Let's see the French 40. If there was any entries off this. And I'm just showing you guys, you know, there's possible entries here for these other pairs. Not that I necessarily took these trades. Obviously, you guys have seen me trade live right here. I didn't take these trades, but I'm just showing you guys what's, you know, what's a potential here. Because I know a lot of you guys are located in different areas. You don't have to trade US 30. You can trade whatever index that your country follows. You know, if you're located in France, then you can trade the French index. If you're located in Australia, you can trade the Aussie index. It's just really up to you what you want to trade here. But you know, I'm just showing you these entries here that were available. So for example, here also for the French index, looks like we have a rejection of this pivot and structure right there. So if you took this trade right here, it'd be a long position off this. Sweet spot looks like it's about 100 pips. So that's pretty much it right there. So that's like going in profit. I'm going back to the DAX over here. Still no entry off that. The NISE over here, I don't know if there was any entries off this as well. Let's see. I'm just gonna mark these up because, you know, obviously this covers like literally every country. So it doesn't really matter if you're located in the US, if you're located in Asia, if you're located in Europe. I mean, there's an asset for you to trade if you want to trade indices. It's not just the couple big ones that everyone else trades, obviously, right? So I'm gonna connect these two right here. And then lastly, this one right here as well. So yeah, just looking at the NISE right here, let me just hide this. It doesn't look like there's any entries here that are available. It looks like the first or the most recent valid entry, because obviously there's no rejection off pivot and structure. The most recent one would have been either one of these right here. If you took this looks like it would have been a loss, but I think we would have skipped this because there was a couple trades right here as well. So this is kind of hard to determine what you would have taken because there's a couple entries here on both directions. And this is why I don't trade certain indexes, right? Because certain indexes kind of are choppy. Well, so like for right here, if we started here, it looks like the first entry right here would have been a loss if you took this scalp for a long. So this right here, this would have been a loss. Looks like the sweet spot actually would have been a little closer, like 300 pips. Yeah, 300 looks like the sweet spot here. So this would have been a loss for that. And then if you took this next one over here, looks like this would have been a win actually. Yeah, so I think, I don't know, depending on what your sweet spot is, I think if you were taking this direction here, the sweet spot's actually higher, 500. So if you're trading the NISE, this was, looks like the first one right here would have lost, but the second one would have won. So it would have balanced it out. So if you take this trade right here, let's see. Yeah, this one right here would have lost, obviously. And then there's an entry off this, you know, following candle over here. So this would have hit TP. And then we just would have been at break even because you'd have one win, one loss. So if you were trading this right here, you can see that it also works for the Japanese 225, which I don't trade either. And then back at the NASDAQ over here as well, there's another entry here if you were to take this. So this would have won, like I mentioned, this would have lost. And then after this loss right here, there's actually another entry off this right here, these red ones, which would have won. So you would have had a win, loss, win. So it would have balanced out. And then you would have been in profit if you were scalping the NASDAQ right here. And like I mentioned, I don't trade this, so I don't know what the sweet spot is. I'm assuming it's around like 250 or 300, somewhere around there. So that's it for the NASDAQ. Let me go back to US 30. Man, I wish this would have dropped farther. or, you know, if there was some sort of entry at this point so that I can take another one here. I forgot which one so we did take this one right here. This is the one that we hit full TP. I should have stacked it onto this one right here because there was another one right next to it, this green one, another full TP right there. And that's kind of what I took here. So if you guys saw my profit, I actually, I took 2 positions because I took this initial one for the tester and then I stacked this for a 3 lot actually. So I locked in like triple my profit off the first one. But yeah, just looking at US 30, nothing here. Let me check this real quick to see if there's anything else for us to take a look at. So the indices look like they're kind of tapering off now. So there was like a lot of crazy movement right here, and then now it looks like the DAX is slowing down a bit, and then same with US 30 as well. So we'll just have to wait and see how this plays out from this point. David's position looks like it's pushing back up even further. So David's TP is actually way up here. So I'll be watching for that, David, and I'll be trying to look for some more scalps as you know we continue. But I'm gonna go ahead and take a look at the chat real quick, and I'm gonna see if there's anything else for us to look at. Yeah, Dave, I know for sure we need to hop on a Zoom, me and you, so we can talk about this. You know, which strategy you're applying necessarily. But yeah, guys, just another reminder: if you guys haven't already, if you guys can like the YouTube stream and follow the YouTube channel, that'll definitely help. And it'll give me incentive to continue coming on these live sessions to give you guys, you know, these free trades and these free chart analysis, because obviously I can probably just do this for the premium members, but you know, I do want to help out the public. So if you guys could just do us a small favor and like the video, I'll continue to keep going on these live streams for you guys. But anyways, so first off, right, Kriston's asking, Kriston Hackett's asking, can you look at Euro USD? So I'll pull up Euro USD for now, since we're taking a break off those indices, and I'll just analyze this from scratch, right? So I'll show you guys here that are brand new to K2 how I analyze the charts. I'll just take everything off the chart, zoom out, and we have a naked chart here, right, for Euro USD. The first thing I do is I turn on the K2SR indicator so that I can identify where the rejection points are. And then I'm going to go ahead and draw my zones on the chart for you guys here. So we have this right there. We have this right there. We have this right here. We have, actually, let me just do this. I'm gonna delete these right here because there's actually one big zone right here. I just noticed. You can see that this zone right here actually overlaps with this bigger zone right here. So we're just gonna connect that as one big one. And then again, same situation right here. This overlaps with that one. So we're gonna connect those two. And then same with this one right here, connect these two. And then lastly, this upper zone right here. So once we have that, I'm gonna turn off my K2SR indicator, and then I'll zoom out from this point, and you can see that we have some nicely drawn zones, right? So price actually broke into the zoned area back on November 27th. So November 27th last year broke into this area, and then now it's just been ranging within this upper zone and this lower zone down here. So if you like just zoom out from this point, you can see that price hasn't been in this area for a while, right? It was in this area. It's been in this area since November. The last time was back in August. And then before that, it didn't reach this area in a very long time. It's been like years since it was here. The last time it was in here was in 2018. You can kind of see that 2018 is kind of repeating itself, right? So you can see right here, it broke into this area and then it pushed up super high. Looking at price currently right now, it did the same thing right here on November 27th. It pushed up this way and it came back down. So just looking at Euro USD right here, once we have these zones drawn up, the next thing I do is I turn on the momentum indicator so we could identify the direction of momentum. So right here, we have a bullish bias because the most recent momentum signal is a buy signal, right? So just looking at this point here, we have a rejection off this point. We have the buy signal right here. You can see that once price breaks and closes past structure, for example, price broke structure right here and closed, it came down for a retest, but it ended up pushing right back up right here. So here's the second retest right here. You know, obviously it was a basic break and retest pattern that formed right here. You can see price broke structure right here, came down for a little retest, and then it's shooting back up, right? So what I see happening here is I see this pushing up to this next structure up here to test this point before it either continues up higher or it rejects off this point. Obviously, we have a bullish bias right now because the most recent signal was a buy signal. Obviously, when it's a sell signal right here, it does the opposite, right? We have the rejection off this point. We have the sell signal right here. It broke past the structure, and then it ended up pushing to the structure down here, right? So it's the same analysis, just in the other direction. So looking at this buy here, you can see the last time this played out was right here. We had the rejection from this point. We had the buy signal right here. It broke and closed past this structure right here. And then what happened from that point? It pushed up to this next structure above here, right? And then as soon as it broke and closed past this structure again right here, it ended up pushing up to this next structure over here. So it's the same pattern that just keeps repeating itself. And that's basically what we see here for this current location for Euro USD. Obviously right here, it broke and closed past structure. So we anticipate this to push up and test this structure right here from above. So if we just mark this up right here, this would have been the entry. So it's technically still active right now. You know, the initial entry over here. So if you took this initial entry where price broke past the structure, it's technically still active and on its way to full TP. You know, the TP is placed in a critical area right here because, like I mentioned, when price reaches this zone right here, it's probably going to test it and then come back down or shoot above it and continue higher. You can see the last time that this played out, it's the same exact pattern again right here. Rejection off this structure, buy signal, breaking close past the structure. It pushes up to the next one. It's a break, retest, continuation right here. And then look where it touches. It touches this next, the high of the structure right here, right? And that's exactly what we're looking for right here. So I think this is going to continue pushing up at this point, and then it'll test this structure before it either rejects off it like it did right here, or it breaks above it and continues higher like it did over here. So just keep that in mind. This is pretty much what I see happening for Euro USD right here. Obviously, we have a bullish bias. You know, once we get a sell signal, then it'll shift the other direction. But at this point in time, it's still a bullish bias right here. So that's it for Euro USD. Let's move on to the next question over here. Let's see, we have that. So that's it for you, Tristan. Hopefully that answered your question. The next one was from Smoke. Smoke's mentioned, was there an entry on UK 100 2 candles ago? So let me pull up UK 100 real quick. On the 10-minute. So there was one over here, Smokes. I'm not sure if this is what you were looking at. But yeah, so guys, just back at UK 100, if you guys followed that scalp that I showed you guys like 5 minutes ago, it just hit full TP right here, right? I'll do some horns, but this wasn't a trade that I actually took, so I'm not going to celebrate it for myself. But if you guys did take this trade, congrats. You know, if you guys followed my scalps here, all of them hit TP already. So Smokes, if you're talking about this one right here, I'm not sure when you sent that message in the group, but it seems like this is the candle that you were talking about because you mentioned about 2 candles ago. So it might have been this red one right here that I marked up, and it just hit full TP right here as we speak. So it looks good so far for the most part. Let me just go back to these other pairs over here, the DAX. Okay, this is perfect. So if this closes right here in the next 3 minutes, I'm probably going to take this buy for the DAX. I'm trying to figure out what the sweet spot is. I can't remember because I don't necessarily trade this very often. I'm assuming it's about, I'd put it around 200. I'm just going to keep it tight because I don't really trade this that often. So I'm going to be looking at this for an entry off the DAX. US 30 is too far up. There's no entry off that, but I'm going to be looking at the DAX here. So let me pull up the DAX on my chart real quick on MT4. All right, there we go. I'm going to take a small lot size because I'm not familiar with the lot size for DAX just yet. I haven't traded it in a while. But I'm assuming it's 200, right? Yeah, I think Patricia just confirmed for me. It's 200. So thanks for that, Patricia. We got about 2 minutes left on this candle. If this closes right here, I'll be waiting to take this trade. And then, I mean, we'll see how it plays out. Looks solid so far. And the reason for this trade here is we have the rejection off the K2 pivot and rejection off the K2 SR structure right here using the K2 snipe strategy. So this looks pretty good. We have about 2 minutes left. You know, might up my lot size, maybe a 2. And then I'll see how this plays out. Since it's such a tighter move, it's not, it's nothing too crazy. We got about 1:40 left on this candle. We'll be waiting for this to close out. Once this closes out, I'll go back to the questions and I'll answer your question, Alex, for GBP USD. So let me look at that real quick. So Merciful, the DAX symbol for FTMO is GER30. It's GER30. And that's what it'd be for this. So I'm going to be waiting for this to close out. We got about a minute left on this candle. Once it closes, we can take it. We'll see how it plays out. We got about 1:15. We're at minute 10. We'll keep watching this right here. I just don't want to miss the trade if it ends up, going to the moon after we this closes. We got about 50 seconds left, guys. It's a game of patience. It's a game of not entering right away. I know a lot of people probably want to enter right now already, but it really is a game of patience because you don't know what's going to happen in the next 30 seconds or not. Just want to confirm that it's an actual valid entry, and then we should be good. I'm thinking about maybe spreading it out a little higher, maybe 250. I don't know. We'll see. Wow, look at that bullish move right there. All right, we got 30 seconds left on this, guys. I'm getting ready to enter this trade. I have my MT4 set up. I'm on one-click trading, so I'm just going to click that buy for a 2-lot off the DAX, and then we'll see. We got about 17 seconds left, 15 seconds. We got about 10 seconds. So I got my finger ready on my entry. All right. We got about 5 seconds left. 4, 3, 2, 1. I'm in the trade, guys. All right. So I'm in this trade right here. Let me see what the price difference is for the DAX and for MT4. So on MT4, it's the same price. The price isn't even off at all. So I'm just going to round it to the whole number. I'm not going to follow the decimal right there. This would be the parameters for this right here. I'm thinking whether I should go for 200 or go for 250. Let's see. 1397. All right. Sorry, let me just set this up real quick. 13930, 13970. So what I did here, guys, is I just simplified it. I just took I just rounded it off. So let me just take this off right there. This is my entry right here. So there's my entry right there, guys. I just rounded it off, took off the extra numbers, and I'm currently in this trade right now. So I'm in profit. Looks good. Set an alert here. Let's see, DAX 1. So I got that alert set up right there, and then I got this one as well. All right, so that's pretty solid for that. I have my alert set up. I don't need to watch it anymore because I'm just setting and forgetting it. So that's good there. Other than that, let me see. There's nothing here for US 30. I'm not sure if I should stretch this out a little bit because I think the TP might be a little too tight. I'm trying to think. No, it's all right. I'll leave it there. I mean, I'll come back and look at it. If the stop loss looks a little too tight, then I'll push it far back a little bit to like 250 because we could go for 250 in both directions. But this is my entry for the DAX. So I'm in this trade right now, guys, currently active, and I'm gonna start looking for other trades. So let's see, nothing there. Let me go back to the Aussie 200. So if you guys took this Aussie 200 trade that I called earlier too, it just hit full TP. So that hit full TP right there. There's actually another entry right here off this most recent candle. I'm not sure if you guys saw that, but there's another entry right here for the Aussie. So if you guys are taking this trade right here, I'm not sure if anyone caught it. If you guys have the indicators, you guys would have caught this trade here. So just a reminder, guys, if you guys want to take these trades on your own, you guys are welcome to do so. You just need to go on the website here at k2trades.com, click on K2 strategy course, and you can get access to these indicators so that you guys can take these trades on your own time. You guys don't need me to take these trades. You can literally just take them yourself. Nice, Braden. So Braden locked in $869 today. So he took a couple scalps right here. It looks like some small losses right here for the GA and AJ, but he also had a win right here. So he covered that loss off these other trades here. So this is a clear example of applying it yourself, right? Because I didn't call these trades here. I mean, I did call a AJ trade, but it didn't fill. But you can see Braden here took GJ, he took AU, GJ, and AJ, all these on his own for the day, and he's up 869. So you guys don't really need me to take these trades. If you guys want to take these trades on your own, just go get the indicators right here, right? You just click on this right here, get the indicators, and you apply the strategy on your own time. So you don't have to depend on my trades. I mean, it's fine. You guys can depend on my trades if you want to, because you guys feel confident just copying what I'm taking. But if you guys want to take them on your own time, I mean, you're more than welcome, right? If you go to the save messages here, even Mark over here, he took his own trades off GU, Salim over here, US 30. And I can scroll to any of these points here. You know, a lot of these trades here were taking on their own. Like Eric over here, he's been killing it. He's actually waiting for his funded account. He's waiting for his funded account to come. So he's like taking these small positions. He's only making like a couple $100, but he normally is taking like some fat positions. He's just taking small ones here because he's not trying to blow his challenge and stuff. He's just waiting for him to get his funded account. Like Steven over here. See, he said full TPs on the K2 strategy. So Steven here did this on his own. I didn't call a Euro USD trade. He took this trade on his own, full TP for 1,848. So this strategy is super simple, guys. AU right here is about to hit full TP if you guys just took that scalp that I just sent you guys. So I'll just set an alert here so that you guys can see when it hits. Man, I wish I would have taken that trade. I was too busy explaining this to you guys, but there's the AU trade right there. It's about to hit. My DAX trade is still running right here as well. It's pretty nice in profit. It's pretty heavily in profit right now. I'm in profit about $200. Let me just check real quick. I should have stacked this position here, but I didn't. It's okay. But yeah, let me see if I can just drag this over so I can show you guys, you know, my live profits right now. So these are my live profits for that DAX position right here. You can see the Jura 30. I'm currently in this position right here, the one that I just called. I'm in profit about 153, about to go up to 200. I should have stacked up my position a little bit, but it's all good. You know, profit's profit. And you know, I just want that hit TP. So that's about it for that. Let me see if there's anything else here that we can look at. Wow, so US 30 is still pushing up. Looks like your position's looking pretty good, David. I should have just reinserted when it came back down right here. I should have bought this discount. But yeah, there's no point in us looking back at that. You know, if you hit TP, that's perfect. That's all I want to see there. And we're in the same boat anyways, David, because I'm in this DAX. So the DAX moves same direction as US 30. And if that's bullish, then this should be bullish as well too. So we'll let that play out. Other than that, let me see if there's anything else here to look at. I think that's it for the most part. See NASDAQ real quick. Yeah, I'm not going to bother with NASDAQ. The main ones I like are DAX, US 30, and probably S&P since they all move in the same direction. But me personally, I'm just going to focus on the DAX and US 30. So that's it for those right there. Let me see if there's anything else before we continue on. Let me check the chat real quick, see if there's anything else here. So Alex, I'm going to take a look at GU for you right now. So Alex is asking, hey, Shawn, is GU chart correct in that there is no resistance above the current position? So Alex, let me pull up GU for you real quick. So there's always going to be a higher resistance, Alex. So for example here, let me just pull up the GU for you. Oh, sorry, this is the scalp chart. Let me go back to the full charts. So looking at GU over here, there's always going to be a higher resistance, right? So there's no resistance here right now in the 4-hour, but if you go in the higher time frame, you'll see that there's actually a resistance right here off the weekly. So let me just analyze GU again for you, Alex, real quick, and I'll just show you what I mean by that. So for example, I'm gonna delete everything off the chart, zoom out. Here's a naked chart. First thing I'm gonna do is turn on the K2SR indicator so that we can identify these zones, right? So the first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go from bottom to top. We have a zone down there. We have a zone right here. We have a zone right here that overlaps with this one, which overlaps with this one. That's one big zone. We have another zone down here. Another one right there. Right here as well. Right here. And then lastly, this one over here as well. So we got those zones right there, Alex. In this case right here, if there's no upper zone, you just go on the higher time frame. What happened? Something hit TP. Okay, so the Aussie 200 just hit TP, guys, if you guys took that. So there's the Aussie 200 scalp right there. If you took that trade that I just called like about 5 minutes ago, it just hit full TP. So congrats to you guys if you guys took that trade. Another TP in the books. Let me get some horns going for you guys real quick. For that one. So that one just hit right there. And I'm still in this DAX. So I'm waiting for this to hit over here as well. So I'm currently waiting for this to push up. It's still pushing up as we speak. And I'm just gonna let it play out. So going back to GU over here, once this happens, like I was analyzing for you, Alex, if there's no upper zone here for resistance on the 4-hour, you go on the 8-hour. If there's nothing there, you go on the daily. If there's nothing there, you go on the weekly. So as you get on the weekly, you can see that there's a zone up here. So that's pretty much where we got this zone from. I'm going to go back on the 4 hour, take this off. And you can see from this point right here, that's going to be where the next resistance is going to be at. So this is probably going to push up a little higher from this point, because obviously, you know, I'm sure we have a bullish momentum here because it looks like a bullish move. If I turn this on right here, that's exactly what we have, right? We have the rejection off this point down here. We have the buy signal right here. We have price breaking close past structure right here. And with that said, you know, you take the long position here. I think it would have hit TP, or it's on its way to full TP right now. So it's currently still active if you took this trade here. And it's still pushing up higher and higher until, you know, it reaches this next weekly resistance above here. So that's pretty much it for GU. Let me go take a look at the chat real quick. So that's pretty much it for that, Alex. So Alex said, dude, I went to the month and did not see it. I'm blind. It's all right, Alex. You know, sometimes it's so far out. So here, if I just show you here, let me just take everything off the chart. If I just turn on the K2SR, there's like nothing there. If you go on the weekly, I mean, it was like way up here, because you can see the last time it tested this area. This is why I keep saying that 2018 is a crucial year that's connected to this year, right? Because the last time price got to this area was in 2018, right? 2018 of May, April, and January. So it's getting to this critical point where it hasn't been in this area in like who knows how long. So we'll see how this plays out. I mean, this is a very strong resistance here, because every time it reaches this point, it looks like it just flops, right? It comes up on January 2018, flop. Comes back up again for May 2018, another flop. So when it comes back to this point, what's probably going to happen? It's either going to flop or it's going to break right through it and push up even higher and higher. So just keep that in mind. I think it's going to keep pushing up higher and higher, honestly, because the US dollar is just weak right now, especially with the new stimulus. But, you know, who knows? We'll see how that plays out. But anyways, that's it for GU right there. Hopefully that helps you, Alex. And then we will go check what else is next. So damn, what happened to DAX over here? The DAX ended up swinging back down right here, but it's fine. So like, check this out. If this ends up rejecting off this point, this will provide for another scalp entry right there. But I mean, we'll see how this plays out, guys. It's just, you know, the indices are starting to bounce around a lot more. Let me go back to US 30 real quick. Yeah, US 30 is in a resistance right now, so it just swung down a little bit. But we will, I mean, we'll see how this plays out. Now I'm like wondering if I should spread out my stop loss and TP for the DAX, because it might be too close. But who knows? I'm just gonna let it play out. Otherwise, you know, we'll just be too caught up on these. So that's it for that. Let me check the chat to see if there's anything else here real quick. Yeah, no problem, Alex. Let's see. Let me scroll up real quick, see if there's anything else here. David mentioned there may be another push up, but I'm closing. I see another OB above, but right now it's respecting the 15-minute OB. Okay, cool. Yeah, so you're looking at the order blocks, right, David? So I'm assuming what you mean by OB. So looking at that right there, we'll just have to wait and see how this, you know, ends up playing out. But I'm not going to keep looking at it right now. Hopefully it just rejects off this point. I know David's out of this trade, but if you guys are still in the trade, this is where David's TP was. If it ends up rejecting off here, it can just shoot up right to TP right there. If you were taking that bigger move for US 30, which is probably what's going to happen. Let me check the daily entry here. If we get a sell here, you know, for the daily entry, we might not even take it. Let me just, what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to identify these rejection points so we can see, you know, exactly when and where this would possibly reject from. All right, cool. So, I mean, it's actually at a resistance right now, but, you know, we'll just wait and see how this ends up playing out. Yeah, I mean, who knows? It might just shoot right through it. All right, otherwise, I think that's it for this. Let me see if there's any other questions here as we continue. Trell said, what about a US 30 entry also? So there's no entry here yet, Trell, for US 30. Obviously, the pivots are way down here. Or actually, technically, this would have been an entry right here, right? That might have been what you were referring to, Trell. So this was actually an entry. I missed it. But I mean, it's all right. It's a small little trade there that I missed. So this would have been the entry for US 30 over here. Looks like if you took this trade right here, this would have, I mean, it's still technically active right now. So it's still technically active. It's back at entry point. And, you know, we're just going to have to see how this ends up continuing over here. So that's, I mean, yeah, this technically would have been an entry trail. It didn't hit full TP yet, and it's still technically active. So I'm thinking maybe I should enter this late, maybe I'll hop in for a late entry for this, but who knows? I'm going to give it some time first and just let it play out from there. And then we'll see. Because if this ends up rejecting off this point, so for example here, if we have a rejection off this point and then we get a sell signal, then US 30 is probably ready to drop. Because look at this over here. The last time this happened over here, rejection off this point, sell signal, and then look at this huge drop off this point right here, right? So that's kind of what I see happening right here. If that ends up happening, then we'll have to swap the for some for a different position here. So good thing that you sold off on that. Yeah, it looks like the DAX hit stop loss, so it's all right. We already hit TP off like a whole bunch of other ones, so this is just it's a little roadblock. Yeah, I mean, it happens. Looks like the indices are starting to reverse now. So if that's the case right here, we might be looking for a sell off US 30. So we'll be looking for that. I mean, I have my alert set up right here. So obviously you can see the rejection. It's the same rejection right here. It's a double top basically, or a triple top, because there's another rejection right here. So you can see rejection, sell signal, drop, rejection, sell signal, drop, right? Same situation right here, rejection. If we get a sell signal here, it's going to drop. So if that happens, I'll be taking this for a price standard, and then I'll be scalping off, you know, this one over here as it comes back down, which is perfectly fine. Because if this happens right here, where it ends up dropping from this point, comes up for a retest, and then we can take another sell, that's perfectly fine. I'll take that. You know, it's just a game of patience right here for this to confirm. So we'll see how this plays out. Small loss on the DAX, wasn't anything too crazy. Let me check real quick. Yeah, I only lost like $400 off that DAX, which is fine because I took a fat one off the other one. So here, I'll just show you guys my trades for today. All of my my live trades off this session. So let me pull this over here. I'm just being 100% transparent with you guys. My DAX did hit stop loss. I think my stop loss was just too tight. I probably should have spread it out. Yeah, man, some BS. Look at this right here. So my stop loss was like I think I entered right here, right? So my stop loss was at 200. I think if I had it at 250, it'd be better. Or actually, yeah, I'd still be in the position. So technically it'd still be active if my stop loss was a little wider. I mean, it happens sometimes where you get these spikes and then they just stop you out real quick and then end up shooting right back up, right? Which is completely fine. So I don't normally trade the DAX. I just started trading it like a little more recently with US 30. So maybe my stop loss was just too tight, but looking at my positions here, I mean, it's nothing to complain about. I'm still in profit pretty heavily. I had my first win for 300 right here, 304. Here, I'll just add it up for you guys. So I had one win here for 304.50, plus my second win was 70.33. So I was in profit a total 1,038. I had one loss here for 459.01. So I'm still in profit 578, and I have two FTMOs right now running for me. So multiply by 2, I'm still in profit 1,157. So I'm not complaining, guys. You know, it's Monday. Market does move kind of weird on Monday, so this was expected. But the main key is just that you're still in profit. You know, if you close a day in profit, you've won for the day. That's the main thing here. There's no there's no reason for crying over like a loss when you're still in profit. That's the main key there, that you end up in profit for the day, the week, the month, and then you just keep compounding that for more wins and wins on top. So that's pretty much it for this right here. Let me see if there's anything else for us to look at currently. I don't think there's anything else. So this kind of upsets me a little bit because my stop loss was too tight. If it was a little wider, I would have still been in the trade. So there's technically another scalp entry right here, but I'm not going to mess with it because now you can see that the market's moving kind of weird, right? The market's kind of spiking around a bit. It's not moving smoothly like it did over here. It's kind of coming back below the lows of these previous candles. For like example here, for this trade that we took, price never came this low to retest the lows of this candle, right? But looking at this right here, right now for the current one, we enter this trade right here, and then you can see that price pushed below this low right here. So this is where it becomes kind of risky because price is actually pulling back a little far, right? It's pushed down below it. And this might be setting up for some sort of reversal. So I'm not going to take any more trades off this. I'm just going to hold off. And I'm going to wait for this to possibly, you know, swing the other direction right here, because US 30 right here looks like it's about ready to drop, right? You know, we have other examples here: rejection off the structure, sell signal, huge drop right here if you decided to take that trade. And then again, same situation right here, rejection, sell signal. And then if you took that there, another drop as well. So that's basically what I'm looking for here. I'm looking for that sell signal to confirm that drop. And then once I have that, I'm just going to enter that for a sell. And then, you know, obviously lock in some profits off that right there. So we'll wait and see how this plays out. Otherwise, I mean, we're just going to be chilling for the most part. I'm not going to re-enter this for another buy. It's just, that's some BS. See that, guys? If my stop loss is just a little wider, I kept telling you guys too during the live session, I was like, should I move it wider? Should I move it wider? And I did it. And I wish I did, because I'd still be in this position right now. But it's all good. You know, you win some, you lose some. You can't do you can't be 100%, especially for something like this that I don't normally trade. Patricia, I just saw your message. You mentioned you can do 250. I probably should have done that, but it's all right. I'm not too worried. I'm just going to be looking out for this sell right here if this ends up closing. So we're just waiting for this US 30 right here to close. And then, I mean, other than that, we'll just be looking for some scalps. No scalps here for US 30. The Aussie 200, there's no scalps there. This already hit full TP. Let me see what else we were looking at. The UK 100 right here hit full TP as well. I think that's about it for the most part. It looks like the market's starting to kind of slow down a bit. It was moving kind of erratic right here. You see these big spikes in price. So market opened right here at 630. It's pushed up already over 2,000 pips for US 30. And it looks like it might continue pushing up, or it might come down from this point. We'll see. We'll just have to wait and see if this breaks. If this breaks and closes past this structure, then this whole setup is done for, right? We're not going to be looking for a sell at that point. But if it keeps rejecting off this point and drops, then we can still take that. Otherwise, we're just going to wait and see how this plays out. We're not going to jump into anything too risky. And, you know, we'll just see what we're going to do from here. So if you guys have any other questions, feel free to put them in the chat. Otherwise, I'm just going to be waiting for these entries to play out. So let's see. John Brown's asking, how do you calculate risk on index pairs? So there's an app that you can use, John. I don't know if you're familiar with like Stenu. That's one that a lot of people use. I personally don't really calculate my risk, because I already know what my risk is going to be for US 30. So I'm not sure if you're familiar with Stenu. This is the app that a lot of people have used. You can calculate risk off here. But for me personally, I just, because I already know what my risk is. Like, I know what I can lose and I know what I can't lose. So I just take, I risk about 1 to 5% per trade off US 30 and other indices like the DAX. So, you know, obviously it's like basic math. So for example, here, if you're trading FTMO like me, you have 100K, and then you're just looking to risk like 1 to 5%. You know, you just multiply that by 1.01. Your max risk is 1,000 if you're risking 1%, right? For me, I'm only risking about 500 per trade, depending if I'm stacking the positions or not, right? So like, for example, here on my FTMO, you can see that this full position here for the DAX, I took a stacked position here. I only lost $459, right? So that's only like, it's 0.04%, because that's not even 1%. 1% risk is going to be 1,000. So I'm risking less than 1%. And then I start to stack up a little bit. Like, for example, here, this US 30, I stacked up a 3 lot because I was already in this position for this one where I was going for less than 1%, about 300. And then this, I stacked up like quite heavily because I was trying to catch this for the full move off this one. So it just really depends on what you're trading. Like, obviously, if you enter the trade late, risk is going to be higher. It's going to be higher than 1%. But if you enter it for a full position like this right here, I'm only risking about 1% or less than 1%, because I only lost 400, but I could have lost 1,000 for it to be 1%, right? So, I mean, there's a lot of different ways to do it, John. It just really depends on, if you want to do it by hand, you can just, type in your account size. I don't know what your account size looks like. If it's like 1,000, then you have $1,000 account, you multiply that by 1%, you can only risk like $10, right? It's not really going to be reasonable unless you're using a smaller broker, because 1,000 should be your smallest amount for trading indices anyways. I think generally like 10,000 would be better. So if you have 10,000, you're risking 1%, you're risking $100. Or I mean, if you want to go higher for indices, it's different because obviously it's worth a lot more. So you can risk like 1 to 5%. So if you want to risk more than that, like for example, if you had a $10,000 account and then you're trying to risk 5%, you'd be risking, 500 off that, which would be what we're trading here. So it just really depends on what you're looking to risk. If you want to do it by hand, you can use that. If you want to use an application, you can use something like Stinu that I went over earlier. Let me see if I can pull it up again. Stinu. Sorry, my computer is kind of lagging right now. All right, yeah. So if you want to use Stinu, you can use Stinu, but I mean, it's just really up to preference, right? Like I already know what I'm trading, so I know what my risk is. But if you want to, calculate yourself, this is an app that you can use, Stinu, or you can use Baby Pips as well. But you can't find indices on there, so you'd probably be better off just calculating it yourself. Anyways, back to the charts over here. We're still waiting for this to drop from this point. If it does drop, we'll take this trade. It is 8 o'clock right now, so the next candle, so if this ends up not giving us a signal like around 10:30, this is where we're probably going to stop taking trades. Because as you guys are aware, usually price ends up shifting once we get to mid-market here. So this might keep pushing up, and then once it gets to this point, it might just reject off this point here. And then at that point, it'll just be too late. Or for example, here, this is what might happen. This could happen as well, where it swings down from here, and then all of a sudden it just reverses midway through market. So this is what we don't want to get caught in. So this is what I'm like just waiting for. Once you reach this threshold here for like 10:30, that's where we're probably going to hold off and not take any more trades. But I mean, we'll just wait and see how this ends up playing out. We really won't know until it ends up playing out. So we'll keep watching it. If we see an entry, we'll take it. If not, we're going to skip it. So other than that, let me check the chat real quick, see if there's anything else that I'm missing here. All right, so let's see. CT said US 30 NAS moving opposite today. Yeah, that's what I noticed too, right, CT? Let me check the CNBC real quick. I mean, they're both in the red though. So they're both in the red. And yeah, like David mentioned here, good call. Wait for a London close. That's what I'm thinking too, David. I'm just gonna hold off for a bit and then see how it ends up playing out. But we'll just wait. I mean, if it gives us a sell signal, then yeah, that's the green light to enter this trade. But if it doesn't, then we're just gonna hold off for the next one. So looking at that right there, let's see what other questions we have here real quick. But yeah, CT mentioned that US 30 and NASDAQ are moving opposite. So just looking at this here, US 30 is pretty bullish. And then we look at, so US 30 is obviously bullish here. NASDAQ is completely bearish. So it's moving completely opposite right now, which this kind of reminds me of how the market was back when COVID started, right? When COVID started, NASDAQ was super bullish because all the tech stocks were just going up, while US 30 was just dumping. Now it's doing the complete opposite, where NASDAQ's going down and the US 30 is actually pushing up. So we'll see, how this plays out. Otherwise, I'm going to keep going down the questions in the chat to see what you guys are asking for here. So let's see. Oh, gotcha. Okay. Yeah. So David mentioned that Stinu is no longer free. There's another app called Forex Calculators. Let me see if I could find that real quick. Here, let me just pull this up over here real quick. I just Googled it. I'm not sure which one David was referring to, but okay, I see right here. So it's on Google Play. It's called Forex Calculators. I guess you can use this right here, John, if you want to figure out your risk. But yeah, no, that's pretty solid. Thanks, David. I didn't realize this one, so I'll probably start using that myself as well. But okay, so let's go back to this over here. Yeah, we're still watching this, waiting for that sell signal. Still hasn't came in yet. Next question is from Billionaire Mindset. Billionaire Mindset's asking, what positions am I in right now? So I'm currently in this GA sell over here. Oh, sorry, let me go back to this. I'm currently in this GA sell, and that's about it. JPY never filled over here, so we're probably gonna cancel this position if it doesn't fill. But I'm still in this GA right here. I didn't move my stop loss and profit yet. billionaire. Once it moves to TP2, I'll probably move my stop loss and profit, but I haven't moved it up yet. So I'm currently in this position right now. Other than that, that's about it. We have a pending buy stop here for ODJPY, but it hasn't filled yet. We're probably going to cancel it. But I think other than that, that's about it. The next 4-hour candle closes in about an hour and 50 minutes. So after that closes, we'll be looking for some more Forex entries. But until then, we just don't have anything to really enter at this point. The next thing I'm looking up, though, is US 30 right here. If this rejects off this point and we get the sell signal, then I'll take it down. If not, we're going to be looking for some scalps here as well. So let me see if there's anything else real quick. Salim said off topic, but you should put a wide body kit on your Tesla. You know, I was thinking about doing that, Salim, but you know, my Model X is pretty wide already. It's a big car for me because I usually don't drive SUVs. I usually drive cars. So I don't think I'm gonna mess with that because like this area where I'm located, like a lot of the areas here are kind of tight spots. So if I put a wide body kit on my Tesla, which is already pretty wide, on the Model X, it's gonna be hard to find parking spots and moving it around like the parking structure around here. Because I actually hit the pillar the other like a few months ago because the back was just too it's wider than what I'm used to. Yeah, no, definitely. Yeah. David saying go to RBDLA. Yeah, I'm thinking about going there for my next wrap. Cause if you guys are familiar with the wrap that I have on my Tesla, it's I have this chrome blue wrap, but I'm trying to get something brighter. So I think I have this over here. Let me check real quick. I think I posted it here, right? So let me just mute this. Yeah, this is what my Tesla looks like, the one that they're talking about. So this is my Profit Blue chrome wrap. I'm trying to get something brighter. So for me to get something brighter, I'm probably have to go somewhere else. I mean, it's pretty bright as it is, but I want this shit to pop. Like I want it to like blind people, right? And you see the reason why I got this Profit Blue color, right? It matches my MT4 with my Profit Blue right there. That's the whole reason why I got that Profit Blue color. But yeah, I'm trying to get something brighter, guys. So that's pretty much it for that. Let me check. Okay, so Tem over here took the DAX trade. Nice. So Tem actually exited the trade. Like I should have just exited. I was being an idiot. I held on to it. But Tam did take the US 30 buy right here. She made $50 off that. And then she took the DAX over here. She made a 121. So nice work off that, Tam. Just added you to the list here. If you guys want me to share your profits, I do share everyone's profits here. So if you guys haven't sent your profits yet, just send them over to me or post them in any of the groups. And then I will be sending this over to the groups later. So other than that, looks like we might have another scalp here for US 30 if this ends up closing below here. But we're still waiting for this. Well, actually, this is a messy trade. I don't know if I would take this now that I think about it. So we got 8 minutes left on this candle. We'll see how it ends up closing right here. If it provides for a scalp entry, I don't know if I'm going to take it. I'm thinking about it, but I'm not sure yet if I'm going to take it because I'm still waiting for this to possibly drop. I might be wrong. David's TP still up here. So actually, if this ends up closing, I might take this scalp here because it's still within the range right here for David's full TP. If we're still going off David's full move right there. Nice. You know, Peter said get ceramic coating done to the wrap. It's going to shine like a diamond. Yeah, definitely, Peter. So that blue wrap that I have currently right now is not the one that I wanted. So I'm probably going to get that ceramic coating for the next one. So let me show you if I could, let me see if I could find the example here of the blue chrome that I'm actually looking for. So the blue chrome that I'm actually trying to get is, it's like a mirror chrome. Let me check real quick if I could find this. My bad. I was looking through my group chat. If I could find it over here, I don't think I could find it. Let me just look this up real quick. Yeah, no, I can't find the picture for that. It's all good. But yeah, I'm going for like a brighter blue chrome. But you guys will see what I mean when I actually get it. All right, we got about 6 minutes left on this candle right here. If this ends up closing, I might take it. Yeah, I might take this trade. It might be a tester trade though. I'm probably not going to take a full lot size. I'll probably take a 2 lot or maybe even just a 1 lot just to test the waters because I don't want to get burnt again like I just did for the stupid DAX trade right here. Man, I'm so mad. Look at the DAX right here, guys. If I had my stop loss just a little wider, I'd be perfectly fine. Unfortunately, I didn't. I mean, maybe I'll enter. No, it's too late. I don't want to enter late now. It's just not really worth the, or maybe I will. Who knows? Oops, looks like I entered that DAX trade. So I just re-entered this again, guys. So I just re-entered this trade right here. Looks like we'll see how this plays out. I'm currently in the trade right now for this DAX. So I re-entered this trade, guys. Let me just set my TP here. Yeah, I'm in profit pretty nice right now. All right, so this is going to be DAX, scalp, number 1, full TP. Let me check this real quick. All right, so I just entered this DAX scalp right here, guys. I entered it late. I just like as soon as it came back down, I just re-entered it. But it's a risky trade, so I wouldn't take it if you guys don't like if it's too risky for you. But I did take this trade here. I'm looking for this US 30. I'm probably gonna enter this as well. If this ends up closing, we got about. All right, so now this is getting a little risky because it's kind of high. Shit, I don't know if I'm gonna take this trade now. For this, I might take this for a smaller position. I don't know if I'm gonna take the full because this is a pretty big push up. Realistically, it's kind of. All right, just want to make sure I was in the proper position there. All right, so I mean, we would have another scalp off this. Looks like we're not taking that sell anymore for the US 30. It looks like it's pushing up. Yeah, it broke the structure, so we're not looking for that sell anymore. We're just I'm just gonna keep scalping this. So we got about 3 minutes left on this candle. I'll be watching it for an entry, but I'm currently in that DAX right now. So I'm currently in the DAX in profit right there. These are my parameters for the DAX. If you guys want to enter it, I know the stop loss TP are a little off, but I just rounded it off to even out the position here. So let me see. Stop loss is at 139.26. TP is 139.76. All right. So that's solid for that one. I'm now going to be looking at US 30 for another scalp off this one right here as well. So I got the DAX open. Let me just pull up US 30 on my chart real quick. All right, that looks solid for the most part. All right, we got about 2 minutes left on this candle. I'll be looking for this next one right here as well. CT said, bro, you're gonna cause an accident. That's the whole point, CT. with that color. Let me see if there's anything else. Okay, so Eunice said, could you briefly explain with an example how you use a K2 snipe strategy? Yeah, so give me 1 second, Eunice. I'll take a look. I'll show you exactly what we're looking for. I'm gonna wait for this to close so that we can possibly take this entry here. Or here, I'll just show you, for example, here, let me see. So let me just, this is the K2 snipe strategy. So basically first you just want to confirm a wick rejection off K2 pivot, which can be any pivot. Next you want to confirm wick rejection off K2 pivot. And actually, so wick rejection off K2 SR zone. And then lastly, you just want to confirm wick rejection off pivot does not touch candle body. And that's it. After that, you enter on the open of the falling candle. And that's pretty much it. You know, once you have those set up right there, those are the requirements. So like, for example, here, I'll just show you a previous example right down here. I'm gonna go real quick because we have about a minute left on that candle. So just looking at this right here, Eunice, we have this wick rejection off the pivot, this red pivot, and off the structure right here, right? So with that said, we have the first requirement met. We confirm a wick rejection off the pivot, which would be this one right here. Second, we confirm a wick rejection off the K2SR zone, which would be this zone down here. And then lastly, you just want to confirm that this pivot doesn't touch the body. So it's not touching the body. We enter a long position right here. The sweet spot for US 30 is 500 pips. So we set that at 500 and then we let it run. And what do you know, full TP. So that's basically all that we're looking for right there. All right, we got about 40 seconds left on this. Let me just, I'm going to take this trade on my own account as well. So nice. My position just covered for the DAX. I'll be taking this one right here as well. We got about 30 seconds left off this. And then I'll show you guys my profits in a little bit. We got about 20 seconds left off this right here. This is probably going to be another buy scalp. We got about 10 seconds. We got 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I'm in the trade. All right, so I'm in this trade right here as well, guys. Let me show you guys my profits real quick. So I'm currently in profit for both my DAX and my US 30 position right here. So here's my DAX. I'm in profit 520. And then here's my US 30. I'm in profit 147. So you guys can see I took both of those trades. The DAX, I'm in profit about 500 for the DAX. I'm in profit about $100 for US 30. And I'm going to set my TP stop loss now. So that's pretty much it right there. Units, that's the strategy. Super simple. Rejection off the pivot, rejection off the structure. And then you just enter on the open of that candle. So I'm going to go ahead and set my TP stop loss for US 30 right here. My stop loss, I'm just going to subtract this by 10 pips because FTMO is only off by 10 pips. It's not a big difference. So 31435. TP is going to be 31535. So I'm in profit for both of these right now, about 700 right now. So you guys can see right here, I'm in profit about 600 for my DAX. I'm in profit about 147, 177, not 200 for my US 30. I'm in profit about 900, almost 1,000 now for both of the positions. It's looking great so far. And yeah, I'm gonna let them run. So let those play out how they're supposed to play out. And then we're going to, here, let me just set some alerts off this. And I might exit early, I don't know, we'll see. Scalp number 1. Because I just hate when it gets near these little resistance points, right? When it gets near the resistance, that's where it's just like it gets kind of iffy and whatever. But whatever, I mean, we'll see. Okay, so that's it for those scalps. I'm in profit about $1,000 for those right now. That's good. Okay, so the DAX hit full TP, guys. So great work off that. Let me get these horns going for you guys. Oh shit, my bad. My freaking computer was on mute. I was like wondering why it didn't let me know when it hit TP. So anyways, my DAX hit full TP. I currently still have, let me see if I can pull up my current profit so far. Here, I'm just gonna like try to show my, all my profits for the day so far. So we had like one win earlier, we had one loss, and then, I mean, still my US 30 is still running right now. So these are the currently closed trades for me today. So I took the US 30 this morning. I made 304 off that. I took the next US 30, I made 733. I took that DAX trade that shouldn't have lost. I mean, it lost because for whatever reason, it just, BS happens or my stop loss is too tight. So I took a small loss off that, but I made it right back right here. I made 666 and 72 cents off that DAX trade. So full TP off that. And then I'm still in this US 30 position right now as well. But I'm gonna close out of it. I just don't feel safe about this trade. So if you guys want to close it, I mean, I closed out with profit as it got like a little higher. I just don't really feel safe with it right now because it's at that resistance point. I might just re-enter, but it's all good. Now I'll show you my total profits for the day. So I exited this trade, guys. If you guys want to exit and profit, you guys can. I just don't like when it reaches resistance like this right here, because it's probably going to pull back like it's doing right there. And then it's going to swing back up, but I'll just re-enter because I'll just keep scalping it for more and more profits. Let me go ahead and show you my profits for the day. I'm going to go ahead and show you guys what happened over here. Let me see this real quick. I just want to show you guys the profits for today. I want to show you guys, you know, what we've been trading this morning. I don't want to show you guys stuff from yesterday, because obviously if I show you my profits from yesterday, it's like, oh, he's trying to bump his profits up, which I'm not. So, okay, here's the trade right here. I just exited that US 30 for 160 in profit. So let me just add up all the profits for today, right? So these are all the trades I took with you guys live here. You guys can see I call them. I actually took the trades. I'm not just calling random trades. I'm actually taking these and I'm making profits with you guys. So the first trade right here, 304. So 304.50 plus the next trade, 733.50. Plus the next one was a loss for 459. So 459.01. And then we have another win right here for 666 plus 666.72. And then we have another win right here for 160.50. So 160.50. I'm in profit 1,406.21 cents for one account. I'm trading 2 FTMO accounts right now, so multiply that by 2. I made about 3,000 for today trading these, because I have 2 that were off that, and then you know, my personal account as well. So profits look pretty good so far, guys, for the day. I mean, it's pretty solid overall. If you guys are still in this US 30 position, it's fine. I'm gonna take my alerts off because I'm not in this position anymore. Like I mentioned, if you guys want to close out of this position and profit, you guys can. I just don't like it when price reaches a certain point like this right here. If it breaks above it right here, so if this happens and it closes above here, I'll re-enter it. I just don't like it when it reaches a resistance like that, especially when it's just wicking off how it's wicking right there. So those are my profits so far today. I mean, it's pretty decent. Showed you guys the, you know, the account off that. And there you go. It's still pushing up right there. So maybe I should have held on to it, but who cares? I mean, I made profit off it. It's not a big deal. Profit's profit. I'm going to keep stacking my profits. And if I see more scalps, I'm just going to keep taking them. So that's it for that right there. Nice work off the DAX. Look how on point it is, right? It literally got to the price and then it rejected off it. So this is what I'm talking about, it reaching resistance. It just gets risky once it reaches resistance like that. There's actually another entry here for the Aussie. I'm not sure if anyone caught that, but if you guys did, nice, you know, nice little move right there. Let me see what TP is, 50 pips. So yeah, if you caught this, whoever's trading the Aussie 200, it's in profit right now, currently pushing up even further. So it looks good for the most part. DAX is perfect. That hit our full TP. So perfect off that. US 30 still pushing up as well. I'll just catch the next scalp as it continues. But yeah, other than that, I think that's it for now. So let me see if there's any other questions, if you guys are looking for anything specific. Other than that, I mean, you know, congrats you guys who have been copying my trades today. If you guys are brand new here, you guys can see that we actually trade here. You know, I'm not just calling random scalps. I'm actually taking them on my own account and we're all profiting here. So if you guys haven't already, if you guys can like the stream, I'll definitely continue to keep going on these live streams with you guys. And then I can, you know, give you guys more of these trades. Cause like, just a reminder, guys, this is completely free. I don't charge for any of this stuff. Like anyone can hop on these live streams and just copy my trades. Obviously, if you want to be able to apply this on your own, so you don't need me, because I only stream in the morning, right? So when I stream in the morning, there's still people that are trading in the afternoon, like all throughout the day, 24 hours, scalping these same trades. If you guys want that, you know, it's available to you guys. It's here. Just go to K² Strategy course and sign up. And as I mentioned, guys, we're going to close this sign up soon at the end of February, because, you know, obviously you guys can see how much profit I made here just trading with you guys live. Usually in the afternoon, I'm like mentoring people. So I want to just focus on trading. So I'm probably going to stop. I'm going to continue to mentor who's in K2, but for the new members, we're just going to close this off because, you know, mentoring just takes way too much of my time. And I'd rather just be scalping because I can make way more profit just trading on my own. You guys can see here that, you know, I locked in, how much did I lock in today? I locked in about 2,812, you know, just trading. Like, you literally just trading this morning with you guys. Like I didn't do anything different. I took the same trades that I call here, and then that's pretty much it, right? I just take those trades. These are my real profits right here on my FTMO, and that's kind of what I want to focus on. So I don't mind teaching you guys. It's just this just takes a lot of my time. So if you guys want help, or if you guys want access to these indicators, just sign up here. This is probably going to expire at the end of this month. So it's the 22nd today. The last day of this month is on the 28th. So don't be surprised if you guys try to go to the website and sign up and it says it's not available, because I just, I want to focus on my trading. I don't mind teaching people who are already in K2, but I'm not going to be looking for brand new people to teach, right? I'd rather just teach who's already in K2 and just keep stacking these profits for everyone. Like look at CSUK right here. He said couple panic exits while multitasking, but he got it back. So CSUK over here, like check out, this is CSUK. He's also in the YouTube chat right now. You guys can see him in there talking. These are his profits. So he took a couple scalps here. He's in profit 1,395 for the day. He's taking his own scalps here. These aren't even the trades that I'm calling. He took US 30 on his own. He took UK 100 down here. Obviously, I didn't even trade UK 100, but he traded it. And look at his profit so far. It's looking great, right? So he's doing good right there. I'm going to save that for our messages. And then Tam over here, you guys saw that she locked in some heavy profits as well. So she locked in, she's on vacation right now, actually. She locked in about 100, 200, 300, 400, 500, 6, about 700 or 800 bucks right here if you add all these up right here. So she said, yeah, pretty solid day so far. So nice work off that, Tam. And then Jazz over here, he locked in about 1,046. So he took GU, he took US 30, and then so he took the same scalps that I was taking right here. It's funny because he took this to the Spain 50, I think. Is that what it is? Or I don't know what that 50 is, but he took the EU 50 and that hit some nice TP off that too. So nice work off that, Jazz. Nice profits all around. Everyone here is killing it, guys. It's not just me. I showed you guys my profits. I'm showing you guys everyone else's profits here. Patricia, check this out. Wow, look at this. Nice work, Patricia. Hopefully you and Robert locked in these profits. That's a family team right there. Patricia is actually trading with her son, Robert. I don't know if he's here in the live stream, and she's killing it. They're both killing it. So she took the DAX trade that I called, 746 bucks. Nice profit off that. And then right here for the Spain 50 or whatever this is, I don't know what pair this is. She locked in 134. And then for US 30, nice profits all around, right? See, she took a small loss off this DAX, whatever, our TP was too close. I mean, stop loss was too close. But overall, Patricia's up 1,581 for just today. So sending that over there. Here's your son right here, Robert. Check out Robert. Wow, 844. Congrats, Robert. So you and your mom just locked in some nice profit off that, bro. You locked in some US 30 profit, some GA profit, some US 30 profit, some DAX 30 profit. It just keeps adding up. So, if you guys have kids or you guys have family that wants to profit with you, you guys can see here that Robert and Patricia both locked in some heavy profit just off this live session this morning. So that looks great so far. Let's see, Billy over here sent some profits as well. He said recovering from yesterday. So he had a couple losses, but he made all of it right back, right? So he took an EA trade, have a loss, Bitcoin trade, a small loss, US 30 small loss. But he took all these trades this morning and look, he made everything right back. He made a 131 loss off Bitcoin. He made it right back 300 right here. He made it back twofold. And then also down here, he has some US 30 wins and UK 100 wins as well. So, just a reminder, guys, if you guys want access to the indicators so you guys can apply this on your own, sign up while you guys still can, because once it closes, it closes. And I know I'm going to get a bunch of messages like on March 1st where they're like, oh, I'm sorry, I wanted to sign up, but I couldn't. And like excuses. And my answer is going to be the same for you guys. It's going to be, you just missed out on your opportunity and you're just going to have to wait for the next time that we open it up. I don't know when it's going to open up again, because obviously if I keep making these profits scalping, there's going to be no reason for me to open it up, right? I'm just going to allow whoever is already in K2 to continue using it, but there's going to be no point in me reopening it for new people, because I can just make more profit just scalping rather than teaching, right? And you guys can see here, if you guys want to rewind this stream, you guys can see every trade that I took this day. Like if you want to go back and rewind the stream from the beginning, you guys can see that I called all these trades live. I showed you all the profits live, and everything is done live. I'm 100% transparent with you guys, and that's just how we do things here. But all right, so let's see if you guys have any other questions, put them in the chat. Otherwise, I will, I'll just keep looking for some more scalps here. I mean, obviously there's just too much opportunity for us to miss here for me to take my eyes off these indices. So other than that, guys, I think that's it for these scalps over here. So this French 40, if you guys took this France 40 right here, hit full TP right there. The DAX we took earlier hit full TP. If this drops again right here, this might provide for another entry. So let me delete this because we already hit TP off that. If this ends up rejecting off this pivot in the structure, then we could probably take another buy here. Then to say 225, looks fine. NASDAQ, I'm not messing with NASDAQ. And there's no entries here anyway, so it's fine for now. So nothing for NASDAQ. Let's see, Kirsten asked about S&P. Salim said Cybertruck is going to be lit, no cap. Yeah, the Cybertruck's pretty sick. I was thinking about getting one too, actually. So I might get one of those, but I don't know. See, I don't really drive trucks. I just want the Cybertruck just because of how it looks. All right, so let me see if there's anything else here real quick. Yeah, Kirsten said, could you check S&P 2-hour time frame to confirm if there was an entry on the previous candle? So let me just go back to, I'm going to go to a clean chart over here real quick. I'm going to go on the 2-hour. And then I'm going to take a look at this for Kirsten real quick. So Kirsten wants me to take a look at S&P on the 2-hour. All right, let me just draw this real quick. So we have this lower zone right here. Actually, this is a huge zone right here because this connects to this one over here as well. So this is actually a really big zone. So that right there. And then we could probably, this thing right here. I mean, this whole area is like zoned out. So I don't know if I would even, usually if these zones are too big, I usually don't even like to take these trades because there's just too much stuff going on. But yeah, Kirsten, so looking at this here, you mentioned, can you check S&P 2-hour time frame, confirm if the entry on the previous candle? So yeah, technically this would have been an entry right here, Kirsten. So you're talking about this rejection off this point. This would be in a short position right here. But I don't know if it's something that I would take. And then again, our sweet spot would probably be around here, like 250, maybe even more, 300, I think. Who knows? I'm just going to mark this up right here. But if you were to take this trade, Kirsten, it would be right there. I don't trade this normally, so I don't know what the sweet spot would be. I'm assuming it'd be higher. So it's either at 250 or it might be 300. So just keep that in mind. I don't necessarily trade because I scalp, right? So I don't trade on this 2-hour. It's just too wide of a range for me. But I mean, if you did want to take this, technically this would be the entry right here, Kirsten. So this is a valid entry. We do have the rejection off the pivot. We do have the rejection off the structure. And this pivot does not touch the body. So with that said, this is an active position right here. So we'll go ahead and take a look at this, as the session continues. But yeah, that is a good entry. Well, I mean, it's a valid entry. I don't know if it's a good entry, but it's a valid entry off that point. So that's it for this right here. Let me go back to US 30 real quick. I just want to see, I want to make sure I'm not missing any entries here. Yeah, so this DAX, if this closes here in the next 2 minutes, I might take this trade. I think the sweet spot was 250 off this. So thanks for confirming that for me, Patricia. Because I think 200 was just a little too tight earlier. 250 looks a lot better. Kel said a lot more sellers on US 30. It's at 70% now. Damn. So if that's the case, this is probably going to keep pushing up. So I'm gonna keep stacking these buys over here for the DAX and also for US 30. Yeah. So this is probably going to push back up. It's cool. I'll let it retrace down a little bit and then I'll probably re-enter a little later. But I'm probably going to take this DAX right here. Let's see. Yeah, we got about 1:50 left on this. We'll see how it closes out. And if it closes out, with the requirements set, then we will continue to take these trades. So we'll be looking out for this right here. Harmony's asking, already signed up, but do not know where I get the indicators. Is it free or is it monthly? It's not free, Harmony, I'm not sure. You probably didn't sign up for the right one, because if you signed up for it, you would have the confirmation. Let me see. Let me see if I could see you on the lists over here. So Harmony, I don't see you on the list yet. I don't know if you've signed up for it. I don't even see you on the free list either. So I'm not sure if you signed up for the right one, Harmony, or if you just signed up now. Maybe I just don't see it on the list right now. But I don't see your name on the list just yet. But it isn't free. If you want the free intro course, you have the free intro course, but you don't have the indicators. Like, you can learn the strategies, but you're not going to be able to apply it unless you have the indicators. So you can learn what I'm doing here. You're just not going to be able to actually do it yourself unless you have a subscription to the strategies. So just keep that in mind. Just looking at the DAX here, I'm going to be looking for another entry. Let me just pull this up on my chart real quick. All right, so I'm looking for another entry off this DAX right here. We have about 30 seconds left on this candle. Once it closes, I'll take this for another buy, and then we'll see how this plays out. So we got about 20 seconds left on this candle. Let me wait for this to continue pushing up. We got about 10 seconds left on this candle. Let's see. We got about 5 seconds left. There we go. I'm in the position, guys. So I enter this right here. Let me just round this off a little bit. Round this down, round that down. All right, so these are my parameters right here for the DAX. It's 8:40 right now, so time is looks like price is kind of slowing down a bit. So I'm currently in this DAX position right here. My stop loss is going to be 13941. TP is going to be 13991. I know the TP stop loss is off by a bit. The reason for that is because I just rounded it down for the pricing difference. So this is the position I have right now for the DAX. I don't know if I'm going to hold this for the full move, though. If it moves up right here, I might exit as it pushes up further. But I do have my position currently active, currently in profit right now as well. So, I mean, it looks fine. If I exit, I'll let you guys know. But I'm just going to be looking at it. So DAX scalp number 1, full TP. All right, it's in profit right now, like slight profit. All right, so the market looks like it kind of died down a bit, right? It's pretty slow right now. The US 30 is back in profit as well. I might think about re-entering that. All right, so I'm back in my US 30 as well. So I'm in both of these positions now. I guess I could reset my my TP and stuff. I'm back in the position. But like I mentioned, I'm going to be monitoring these trades, guys. I'm probably I'm going to get in and out whenever I can, because I'm just trying to stack these profits up. I'm not really going for those home run hits. And as it gets closer to mid market, it's going to make me want to exit the trade anyways. So I'll be watching it right now. If I decide to exit the trade, I'll let you guys know. But I'll be hanging on currently as we we just watch it move. It's got a long way to go. So I will I'll let you guys know if I exit. Yeah, I mean, we'll see how it plays out. I'll give it like some time for it to just breathe a little bit, because we've been scalping this a lot. If we keep scalping it so often, it gets to a point where it's the momentum starts to die down a bit. But I mean, we'll see. I'm probably not going to hold it for that long. I'm just going to watch it, and then as it continues, I'll look for any possible exits or possible re-entries. So just looking at this here, I just want to make sure the zones are on proper. See this real quick. That's weird. I wonder why the zones look different on my end. Well, it looks different from this and then on here. I don't know why the zones look way different on here. It's the same exact. Okay, so this is, wait, actually. That's so weird. I don't know why the zone looks like that. So I don't even think the zone is this high up. Let me just fix this real quick. Looks like the zone kind of changed a bit. All right. So yeah, my zone was just a little off this one. There we go. All right. Looks pretty solid for the most part. Yeah, other than that, I'm just going to let it run and then, you know, just let it play out and do what it's supposed to do. So this and the DAX, they're just bouncing around right now. I'm just going to let them play out, and then we will we'll continue following along as it moves along through this session. So we'll see. Yeah, like Kel mentioned that the sentiment is actually going lower and lower, and that's actually beneficial to us because if sentiment's going down, you know, the market makers and institutions are probably going to keep pushing price up. So sentiment now is 69% people short. So that's actually beneficial for us because, you know, with that many people short, they're not just going to let price go down. If they let price go down, people are going to end up getting, you know, the market makers aren't going to make as much money. If people are short right now, they want to spike price up to stop them out, right? As soon as they stop them out, then they'll probably drop it a little later. But yeah, I mean, other than that, I think that's it. Let me see. I need to set a TP stop loss for my US 30 real quick. Let me just get this set up over here. I'm going to subtract these by 10 because it's only off by a little bit. It's not a huge difference. But I'm probably going to close them out early, guys. So if I do close them out, I'll let you guys know. I'm just going to actively be monitoring it because as we get closer to the end of the session, you know, obviously the market starts to move a little choppy. So let's see, stop loss is 31435. TP is going to be 31535. All right, yeah, looks fine. And then yeah, at this point, I'm just going to let him, you know, do what it's supposed to do. So I'll go back and take a look a little later. The DAX over here it's probably going to provide another entry. I kind of want this to reject off the structure, so we'll provide for a second confirmation for another scalp entry down below. But other than that, I'm going to leave it alone for now. And then we'll look at this over here from a clean chart. So just looking at this from a clean chart perspective, we have this here. Let me just look at the DAX as well. So just looking at the DAX here, I just want to mark this up on a cleaner chart so that we can see, you know, where these rejection points are, so we know where to look out for. So just looking at this here, we have some rejection off that point. We also have some rejection off here as well. Yeah, so I mean, it looks fine for the most part. I mean, it's still bullish. Like you can see how bullish it's moving up right here. And I'll just hide this off right there as well. And yeah, so I mean, that pretty much looks like it's it right there. I mean, it's rejecting off this point. It looks like a break and retest, broke, retest, charging up for another, you know, bullish move off this structure right here. So we'll see how this plays out. I mean, I'm in both of the positions right now. I'm not too worried. I'm just going to let them play and do what they're supposed to do. Looks like the DAX is kind of laggy though. My US 30 moved back in profit. It's just the DAX is kind of moving a little slower. So we'll see. They move in the same direction. So this is probably just lagging right here, but it'll probably shoot right back up just like with US 30 is over here. And we'll keep watching. So let me just check the chat and see if there's any other questions. It's about 8:47. I'm probably gonna get off this session in about an hour, around 10. And then nice. So this just shot up right here. US 30 is pretty nice in profit. The DAX is also swinging up. So overall, I'm in profit right now. And yeah, I mean, that's it. Let me check the chat real quick to see if there's anything else to look at. Hey, Nelson, how's it going, bro? Nice. Nelson said, Shawn, you're the best. Definitely. David said, send my cut to my Cash App. Yeah, Dave, I got you, bro. I got you on that Vegas room once we go. Once they reopen everything. I heard they're reopening everything in a couple of weeks. So that's going to be crazy with everything reopening out there, especially since COVID is still alive and thriving, you know? You don't expect them to open it up that quick. Nice. Yeah, Billionaire Mindset said TP's left and right today. Definitely. Braden said, can we take a second to admire the massive bull flag on gold 8-hour chart? So let's check that out real quick. So I don't trade patterns at all, but yeah, like Let's see. Braden mentioned gold on the 8-hour. Yeah. It's a nice move up right there, right? Yeah, I don't trade patterns at all, so I don't even know what I'd be drawing. Let me see if I can Google it. I'm not gonna act like I know what a bull flag. I know what it looks like, but I don't know how to draw it. Let's see if I can find it over here real quick. Bull flag. Yeah, I've tried to be 100% transparent with you guys. Like, I'm not gonna act like I know what a bull flag pattern is because I don't trade patterns. Yeah, I mean, I guess if it's something like this, it looks pretty much how we would have thought of it to look like. Yeah, so for example, right here, it pushed up right there, and then you have your little flag right there, right? Honestly, I don't even know what I'm drawing, guys. I'm not. This is me just showing you guys what I just saw in Google for this bull flag, but I don't trade patterns at all, guys. You guys know that. So I guess this is the pattern that you're looking for right here, Braden. I don't know how good or how bad that looks. I mean, there's a couple of different. Let me go over here real quick. Bullish flag formation. Yeah. So if it's like that, I mean, it looks pretty solid right there. It looks like that is a pretty solid pattern. I mean, I guess if it closes above the structure, then it's supposed to continue pushing up. But honestly, I don't know. I don't trade patterns at all. So I'd be the worst person to really analyze that for you. But just looking at it here, I mean, it looks good so far, Braden. Sorry if I butchered your little bullish flag right there. So let me see if there's anything else real quick. Timmy said Elon having. Oh, so Braden said, no, bro, just scroll out on the chart. So let me scroll out real quick. Are you talking about this big one right here? I mean, if you're talking about this big one, yeah, I can see that. But honestly, I don't know what I'm looking at here. Okay, so you'll see the leg up from the last year's 8th all-time high. Okay, I can see what you're saying. Yeah, if I take this off right here, I can see what you're saying right here. Gotcha. Damn, yeah, so it's probably gonna be bullish if that's the case. You know, if that plays out, it's probably gonna be pretty bullish. Let's keep pushing up from here. But yeah, that's a pretty heavy move. If you're trading gold, let's see farther. Are you talking about over here, Braden? I'm trying to figure out what you mean. Yeah, honestly, I don't even know what I'm looking at. So way out. How far is way out, CT? So I think this is as far as it goes for us to really see. But yeah, I don't know if you guys are looking at this like from way down here, because I guess these are all bullish flags, right? Like if you were to mark this up right here, like this is just me joking around, guys, because I'm just fucking around because I don't trade patterns, so I'm not sure what you guys are really looking at. But I mean, if we were to look at this right here, I mean, this would be considered a bullish flag pattern right here as well, right? So like for this, I mean, yeah, it pushes up the flag and then it breaks above and then just keeps shooting. But I mean, it's the same. Oh, is that what you're talking about? Okay, so that's what Braden's talking about. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of bullish flags here for all of these. That looks like a pretty solid pattern to look at for gold, because gold usually, you know. Yeah, my bad, Braden. Honestly, I don't even know. I personally don't know what I'm looking at. This is why I don't trade patterns, because I don't even know what you guys are looking at. Okay, so CT said from March 2020. All right. So here we are from March 2020. Oh, so is this what you're referring to? This is probably what you're saying to right here. This, and then I'm assuming this is the flag. I'm assuming this is what you guys are referring to, right? Because, you know, it's, you know, obviously the bullish flag, it breaks above. And then if you were to take this long position right here, damn. Yeah, man, you'd be rich right now. You'd be driving that Lambo, right, Braden? Yeah, it's like 412 pips. Imagine if you caught this move here for gold. This would be heavy. Braden's gonna send me a picture right now so that I can show you guys, because I obviously don't know what I'm doing off that there. All right, I'm looking back at our DAX over here. Now what's going on with DAX, dude? It's just bouncing around. So DAX is, our US 30 looks fine, but our DAX is just bouncing all over the place. This is actually no entry for the DAX. We need it to close above, which is fine. I mean, it's cool. We'll keep watching this right here, and then I'll let them play out for a little longer. But let's see. I think Braden's going to send me a picture of his flag. Okay, here we go. CT got me right here. Okay. So I see what you're doing now. Okay, that makes sense. Yeah, so CT drew this right here. Yeah, this looks way different from what I was trying to draw. So just looking at the gold right here, yeah, it looks like this would be the flag that you were mentioning. So I'm assuming from March, or let me look at your picture again real quick, CT. So yeah, it looks like from here. Well, I mean, I guess, yeah, you mentioned the all-time high. So if we were measuring that from here, I think this is kind of similar to what CT drew here, right? Yeah, or he connected it to the other one. So we actually connected it to this one right here. Yeah, I mean, it's pretty solid for the most part, but realistically, I still don't know what I'm looking at. Like, I'm not going to lie to you guys. Like, I'm not going to say, oh, I see a bullish flag pattern here. I mean, you guys probably see it, but I don't even know what I'm looking at. I'm just copying what CT drew on his chart. And this is me being transparent with you guys, right? Because there's a lot of people who act like they know everything about trading, right? I've been trading for like 10 years and I don't know everything about trading. I just know what works and that's what I follow. But I mean, yeah, if this is a pattern that you guys are looking at, it's actually pretty solid. I'm just not much of a pattern trader. The reason for that's because it's just so subjective, you know. It's just subjective because, like, you can see that Braden and CT see this on the chart. Like, there was no way I was able to even know what they were looking at. So that's why I don't like trading patterns, because if I teach you guys something, like, I want to teach you guys something that I actually see myself, not just what other people see. But yeah, I mean, if that's the case, that's a nice pattern right there for that bullish flag. Yeah, CT said he doesn't trade it either. So I don't trade gold either, guys. So just a reminder, I don't trade gold because gold's a mess, dude. Honestly, gold is something that I've got burned on a couple times. So I'm not trying to get burnt again. So I'm not messing with it anymore. Anyways, let me go up real quick and see if I missed anything else as we were. So Timmy said Elon having talks with Palantir. Honestly, I don't know, Timmy, because I don't follow stocks at all. So let me just go back to CNBC. It's probably updated on there if that's the case, if you mentioned it. Yellen sounds warning about extremely inefficient Bitcoin. All right, so everyone's taking stabs at Bitcoin now. So the only news here I see from Elon is that, I mean, he's talking about SpaceX. I don't really see anything else here about him talking to anyone else, Timmy. So I'm not sure what you specifically saw. I mean, you probably saw something. I just hadn't seen it myself yet. But just looking on CNBC, I mean, there's just like some SpaceX news here for Elon. See if there's anything else here that's of importance that we can possibly look at. I don't really see anything else here. So I'm not sure if like what you're mentioning. Oh, okay, here we go. Palantir or Deer. Oh, my freaking Pro subscription expired. So I can't really see this right here. But I guess this is what you're referring to, right? Timmy, I don't have my Pro subscription. I think it expired. I didn't really use it. So that's why I don't have it here. But this is, I'm pretty sure this is what you were referring to. All right, anyways, so let's get back to the charts real quick. I just want to make sure that everything is looking pretty decent so far. So, all right, my DAX position is looking okay. It's like slowly moving back up. Our US 30 looks fine. That's cool. I'm holding on to US 30. The DAX, though, it's just down here. But I'll keep holding on to it. I mean, we've got some time to hold on to it. It's only 9 o'clock. Once it gets closer to 10, that's where I'm probably going to start closing out my positions, because I don't like holding positions into the swap. So we'll keep watching here. I'm currently still in some slight negative from the DAX position, because it's like slightly down right now, but my US 30 is up, so it's balancing out. So even though I have a small loss right here, I mean, overall, it's still fine. I'm in profit now because now they're both moving up. So yeah, they're both moving up now. I'm in profit. Whoa, nice. That thing shot up pretty heavy. So let me just show you guys real quick my profits so far. I don't want to jinx it, but yeah, so the profit's shooting up pretty nice so far. So there's my DAX. I'm slightly in negative 251. I'm currently in profit 550 for US 30. So it's starting to play out pretty nicely. So I'm holding on to both of those positions right now. And I mean, we'll just see how it plays out, right? US 30 is moving up right here. It looks like it's going to hit our TP at some point. But yeah, I'm just going to keep watching it and then just see how it plays out. I think once the DAX moves into profit even farther, I'm just going to close it out. I'm going to watch US 30 on my own end. If I see a wick rejection off this structure right here, I'm just going to close out in profit, and then I'll hang on to the DAX for a bit, because we're getting closer to the end of the market. So this is where it starts to get a little riskier, because stuff starts to go the opposite direction. So there's US 30, it's pushing up pretty nice. Yeah, I mean, everything looks pretty solid. I'm in profit now. I'm in net profit overall. I'm about 400 in profit. And this is incorporating the DAX negative right here too. So I'm just waiting for this to, all right, cool. See this BS right here? This is why I don't like it when it reaches these little resistance points, because it starts to bounce around. So I'm going to keep watching this right now, and I'm going to look at the chat real quick to see if there's anything else that I'm missing out on. Or I'm just going to skip through these little patterns that we were looking at. Let me just check real quick. I think Braden might have. No, okay. So we're good. So I don't see anything else good over anything else right here before we continue off. Chris said I trade gold but not flex. Yeah, no, definitely. Yeah, CT said it's tradable as consolidation, retraces off the pulse on the larger time frame. Okay, I see what you mean by that. Yeah, just like what CT mentioned, you said gold is commodity, volume and support, supply and demand is the only way. I exactly agree with you too, CT. For specific assets, you have to trade a certain way, right? And that's just how you would trade it off that. Damn, man. I feel like I should have closed US 30 when it was in profit. That's all right. It's probably gonna reject off this point. If it rejects off that point, it's fine. It'll swing back. Because I went from like net positive 800, and then now I'm like negative 61 bucks because I didn't close it when it was up here. And then same with the DAX, I didn't close it when it was up here as well. So I mean, who cares? I'm gonna hold on to these trades, and we'll see how they play out. I'm still net negative like 100 bucks, which is not a big deal because I'm up like what 2,000 for the day. So whatever, we're gonna let these play out, and then we'll see. We'll see if there's anything else for us to look at. So let's see. Billionaire Mindset said, "Thanks for the bag, man. When you think is a good time to jump back in?" So I'm currently still in the trade, Billionaire. I'm not sure. When would really be a good? I mean, honestly, if you see another entry, Billionaire, like if you see another rejection, like for this candle right here, see this red candle? If this closes as a bullish candle, it's going to have a rejection off a pivot and structure, right? So if that happens right there and it closes above, then it's going to provide for another entry right here for the DAX. And then same for US 30. I mean, there's no entry that's currently available yet, but if it does reject off, pivot structure and DAX and the pivot right here. So if it rejects off the pivot and the structure, it'll provide for another scalp entry. But I think specifically at this time, it's just, I mean, we have this active position running. I'm still in it right now. And then I'm just waiting for this DAX to stop messing around so I can freaking make some profit off this. Oh, for Bitcoin. Okay. So Billionaire Mindset mentioned Bitcoin. So let me go over to Bitcoin real quick. So basically for me, guys, I mean, if you guys are familiar with how I trade Bitcoin, I don't actively trade it. I just buy dips. Wow, look at this crazy dip right here. So what I do is so here's a naked chart for Bitcoin. First thing I do is I turn on the momentum indicator. Oh no, I turn on the zone, sorry. So I turn on the zones right here. And what I do first is I draw my zones on the chart. So I draw my zones. And then once I draw my zones, I basically just buy whenever it dips. Got that right there. That right there. That right there. And you can see that Bitcoin dipped at this price point right here, right? So like whenever it dips like that, I just buy some more. I just keep stacking. I stack my position. So like, for example, here, you know, whenever price dips, so like if I turn this on right here, I'll just turn this off actually. So basically for this right here, whenever it dips, I just buy some more. So it comes up, comes down, I buy some right here. It comes up, comes back down, I buy some more right here. Every time it dips, I just buy some more and then it averages out my position. So for this right here, you can see price came up, came down, bought some more, came up, came down, bought some more, came up, came down right here. If I was paying attention right here where it dropped, I probably would have bought some more right here. And then you would have made, you know, some massive profit off that because it came up right here. And if you bought right here, you would have locked in all this profit, right? So that's basically how I would trade it. And that's how I trade it normally. If you guys saw my Bitcoin, I would show you, but my phone's right here on the amount. My previous Bitcoin, I was in profit. I think I bought like $500 at Bitcoin, like right here, because I sold off my Bitcoin. If you guys remember, when it pushed up to this all-time high, I sold off all my Bitcoin right here. So I locked in a couple $1,000. It was like a small investment. It was only like $200. And then it shot up to like well over, you know, nearly like two to 3,000 within this little move here. So I sold all my Bitcoin. As soon as it came up over here, it dropped. And then I bought some more Bitcoin right here. I just put in $500. I was like, whatever, I'll just put in $500. If it shoots up, it shoots up. So I put in $500 here. And then lo and behold, that morning, Elon endorses Bitcoin. He endorses Bitcoin and it shoots up. So by the time it was up here, I was already up like maybe 1,500. So I flipped this 500 to like 1,500 up here. I know it's not much, but I'm not actively trading Bitcoin. I'm just buying and holding. So I would have waited for this to come down right here. And then I would have bought some more, but I already missed the dip. Obviously, I didn't catch this. So that's basically how I trade Bitcoin. I just draw my zones there. And then, for example, right here, as it comes up, as it comes back down right here, I would have bought some more, but I wasn't really paying attention. This was on the 14th last Sunday. I wasn't paying attention. So unfortunately, I missed out on this, but this would have been another buy opportunity right here. So yeah, billionaire, if you're looking to buy some more, the next zone right here would be at 48,948. So, you know, if that's the case and you want to buy some more, I'd probably put like a buy limit down there. So as it comes down, you just buy some more. And then as it pushes up, if it creates, you know, another zone somewhere around here, like there's another zone there, as it comes back down, I'll just buy some more Bitcoin, right? And it's just an ongoing process because I think Bitcoin's going to keep going higher. It's not, I don't think it's going to drop anytime soon. Right? I mean, it'll drop, obviously. It continues to bounce back and forth. But I think overall, long term, it's going to be pretty bullish. So other than that, I think that's it for this. Man, the freaking DAX is annoying, dude. The DAX just keeps bouncing back and forth. You know, this is what I'm doing. I'm going to check the sentiment for DAX. So I'm hoping majority of people are selling DAX because then it'll be beneficial for us. All right, so it's about the same as, I mean, it's a little less. 61% of people are short for the DAX, so I think overall it'll probably push up since more people are short. And the DAX moves same as US 30. So we'll just have to keep watching and see how this plays out. I'm like negative 200 right now. It's not that much because I'm overall net positive like 2,000 for the day. So I'm not too worried. I mean, if this doesn't play out, it doesn't play out, right? It's a game of numbers. Like trading is really a game of probabilities, guys. If you guys can lock in, you know, more wins and losses and you have a pretty solid strategy, then you should be pretty solid overall. But yeah, let me see if there's anything else here before we continue on. Yeah, no problem, billionaire mindset. Yeah, I'm still in the DAX too, bro. So we're both suffering right now, which is But this US 30 is covering my DAX trade right now. So I'm actually not that bad. I'm actually net positive now. So if I show you guys, let me see real quick. I don't really like showing you guys the, the floating profits. I'd rather show you when it actually closes, because it's not really set in stone that your trade is going that direction. So right here, I'm negative 470 for my DAX, but I'm positive 600 for my US 30 position. So I'm already covering that trade. But if the US 30 is pushing up, I think the DAX is going to keep pushing up as well. So I'm net positive like 200 right now. It's not a big deal. I'll see how this ends up playing out. If the DAX doesn't play out in my favor, who cares? I mean, not a big deal. But obviously, I do want it to play out in my favor so that I can give you guys a total at the end of the day. So we'll let these play out for a little bit longer. It's 9:09. As we get closer to 10 a.m., I'm going to look at the Forex pairs for the for the K2 members who are only trading my Forex trades. But overall, I'm in net positive for the day. I think I'm in net positive. Let's see. So I'll do a profit total a little later. I'm not going to do it right now. I'm going to do it later because there's just no point. We have 2 positions active right now. Once these close, I can do a net positive calculation for all my trades. But overall, I mean, everything's pretty solid so far for the most part. No, yeah. So Billionaire missed out on the US 30, unfortunately. I mean, it happens. These trades just move way too fast where, you can miss them by a split second if you're not paying attention to it, which is normal. And here comes US 30 bouncing back and forth. All right. So that's it for that. Let me see if there's any other questions here as we, continue on. Let's see. So Braden said, I'm trying to learn more about volume and markets honesty and how it relates to sentiments. And I want to learn how to tell when option traders take or lose profits and how that affects market. So, I mean, there's a lot of different ways to look at that, Braden. One way to really determine how the options market is looking, you just pull up, any options broker and then just figure out where their expiration times are. Usually the expiration happens at the top of the hour or middle of the hour. So that's why you see a lot of these like huge wicks right here on the open or like in the middle. So see right here at 8:10, this is when the market just opened. It's like the top of the hour. It spikes up like heavily, right? Again, right here, 7:10, big spikes. Market open right here, 6:40, big spikes. And you can generally see a lot of manipulated price off the top of the hour or the middle of the hour, because that's usually when the options contracts expire. It just depends on which option contracts you're looking at, whether it's binary or if it's normal option contracts. It just really depends on what you're specifically looking at. So, I mean, everything kind of ties in hand with a lot of other things, Braden. It's just, when something's being affected in one market, it's generally going to be affected in the other market as well. So I could go like forever on these, on this analysis, with regard to sentiment and with regard to everything that you just mentioned pretty much. But I mean, it gets really confusing. You have to just understand how to tie everything together, which comes with time. The more and more you look at these data sets, then you'll be able to understand, what we're looking at here. Let's see. Smoke said, any ideas on Siller? Hey, Smoke, so what's Siller? I'm trying to figure out. I'm not sure what, is that an asset? Or if it's a typo, I'm not sure if you are trying to type something up there, because I see your question. It says, any ideas on Siller, my brother? I'm not really sure what, or let me just type it in. Maybe that's an asset that I'm just not familiar with. Let's see. Oh, unless you're talking about silver. Is that what it is, bro? If you're talking about silver, that might be it. So I'll analyze silver for you guys real quick. Let me see. So let me check GA real quick. All right, so GA is back at entry. That's fine. But I'll look at silver real quick. I think that's what you were referring to. So here's silver right here. I'm just going to delete everything off the chart. Here's the naked chart. First thing I do is I turn on the momentum indicator right here. Reject off that point. I'm sure, I mean, if gold is bullish, then silver would be bullish as well. And I'm not even sure if this is what you were referring to. That's just kind of what I kind of made out of it. I'm not sure if it was like a typo or whatnot, but I could analyze this. It shouldn't take too long. So we got that right there. We got this big zone down here. And these lower zones are irrelevant at this point in time because, price is just so far from it. But just looking at this here, let me go ahead and turn this off. And I'm sure from this point we have a bias, right? Because it looks like it's pretty bullish right here. I'm gonna turn on the momentum indicator. So yeah, right here we have a rejection off this point. We have a buy signal right here. And then if this ends up closing above this structure right here, smokes. So if it closes above the structure, you can take a long position right there. You just got to make sure it closes above it, because you can see right here, it tried to swing above it, it failed, and then it dropped, right? So if it does close above it right here, kind of similar to what happened right here, odds are it's going to push up to the next structure right here, right? And if that happens, it'll hit your full TP on its way up. So just keep that in mind right here. Smokes. Okay, yeah, no. So that's what I thought you were referring to, smokes, silver. So yeah, just looking at this right here, just looking at silver, it's the same pattern. So like we have the same rejection off this point right here. There's a buy signal right here. And then you can see when this happens, it pushes up to the next structure, right? So again, right here, we have the breaking close past structure. It pushes up to the next structure right here. So just looking at this right here, if this ends up closing above it, then it's probably going to push up right there and you can take that buy. But if it doesn't close above it, like it did right here, see how it failed to close above it? It tried to, but it failed. And when it failed, it just shot right back down, right? So that's something to look out for right here, smokes. I would just wait and confirm that this closes above the structure. If that happens, then you're pretty much good to go. Take that trade and you're set. But other than that, I think, you're pretty solid for the most part. All right, here's US 30. There we go. We're pushing up. So just looking at this real quick. Oh yeah, but yeah, sorry, smokes. That's pretty much what I see for silver right there. Just wait for that to close. It closes in about 40 minutes. If it closes above its price point, which is 127.970, if that ends up closing above it, then you can take that buy. Otherwise, I would just hang tight. But yeah, guys, back to my positions over here. You can see my US 30 position right here that we're taking this one. I'm in profit 900 bucks. So that's pretty solid right there. I'm happy with that. I'm in profit 927. The DAX is moving up as well. I'm in profit 1,000 now off that US 30. I might just exit. Let me check this real quick. All right, so I'm watching that right now. I'm in profit about 987, 957. I'm gonna keep watching. If I get up to 1,000 again, I'm probably just gonna close it out. Fuck, man. See, this is what I hate. When it reaches this resistance right here, it just rejects off and it starts to throw me off a little bit because it makes me want to close it, but I know it's gonna push up higher. Looking at the DAX over here, it's starting to push up as well. So whatever, I'm gonna hold on to it. I mean, I'm already holding on to it at this point. There's not much else to really do at this point. Because I was in profit over 1,000, now I'm back to like 800. I'm not gonna throw away 200 bucks. So we'll keep watching that. And this is fine because if this is pushing up, the DAX is gonna push up as well. And if they're both pushing up nicely, then there's just no reason for us to really get scared, right? Okay, this is perfect because this red candle right here provided for another scalp entry. So I'm gonna leave the DAX alone. This is probably gonna shoot up from that point. And then looking at US 30 over here, I mean, obviously there's no entry available at this point, but it is still pushing pretty nicely. So I'll leave this alone for now. It's about 917. I'll keep holding it maybe till like 10, and then by 10 we'll figure out what we're gonna do from there. Other than that, so it is at a resistance right now for US 30. Let me go to DAX real quick. This is it's still moving sideways. So I mean, overall, I'm net positive. I'm net positive right now about 800 off those two positions. So you add that to my what was my profit for the day? I'm in profit 2,812. So actually, these are two accounts. So let me just go back. This is what what one account looks like. One account is 1,406.21. So that plus my 800 profit currently. I'm currently in profit 2,206 on one account. So multiply by 2. I'm in profit actually like 4,412. So I'm not complaining about my profits today, guys. It's fine. I'll just keep I'll just let them run for a bit, and I mean, if they play out, they play out. If they don't, I'm not going to complain about it because I'm still in profit pretty nice today overall. So that looks good for the most part. Let me see if there's anything else here before we we continue. So let me see. I think I've looked at all these questions here. Connor Davies is asking, on average, how long does it take to learn Forex to get to a stage of being profitable consistently? So Connor, I mean, every person trades differently. There's no cookie cutter way for someone to be profitable trading Forex. You know, we have people in Forex, we have people here who have just joined K2 and they're actually locking in a ton of profits. So like Cheryl over here, she's up 8,000 today. She scalped NASDAQ, S&P, US 30, UK 100, DAX 30, UK 100, and like all these positions here. So great work, Cheryl. I'm not sure if you're in here right now in this live session, but congrats. You locked in 8,000 for the day. Some good stuff. So nice work off that. Let's see who else is killing it over here. Sisuk, he said, all right, Light, I'm done. So Sisuk hopped back into the market. He went from 1,395. Now with his current profits at 1,829. So everyone in K2 is killing it, guys. I mean, if you guys want to join a winning team, you know, obviously you can watch every live stream that I hold, and we're pretty consistent with everything. So, you know, with that said, that looks good for the most part. But yeah, I'm going to hold on to this position. Looks fine. I'm in profit now about net 800 because my US 30 is back in profit right there heavily. And then the DAX is moving up as well as we speak. So I'm probably just going to leave it alone for a second, guys. I'm just going to let it play out. And I'm not really going to stress out about it. I'm just going to let it play out because, I mean, either way, I'm going to be in profit regardless today, whether it hits or whether it doesn't. So there's nothing to stress about here. Anyways, but like great profits for everybody here. You know, everyone's been on point with this stuff. 829. Yeah, so these are the profits from today, guys. So we have Sisuk over here with 1,829. We have Cheryl over here for 8,128. We have Billy over here. He made about, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Wow. So Billy over here locked in about 1,000 too. So Billy locked in about 1,000. Robert over here locked in 844, close enough to 1,000. Robert's mom over here, Patricia, locked in about 1,581. Congrats to you guys. Tem over here locked in about 100, 200, 300, 400, 500, 600, 700. So she locked in about 700 to 800 right here for all her profits for the day. And she's on vacation. Jazz locked in about 1,046 right here. I mean, it just goes on, right? It goes on. I can show you all the profits here. Salim over here locked in about 1,000. Looks like $1,000 day for everyone here, right? So just looking at everyone's profits here, looks like everyone locked in like a minimum 1,000 today. So congrats to everyone who sat in on this live session, copied my trades, and, you know, stacked up with us. It's been a nice ride today. So I'm going to, you know, I think I'm going to close out my US 30 soon. I'm going to let it run out real quick. All right, I close out my US 30. Let me give you guys my totals for the day now. So my DAX is still running, which is fine, but I'll show you the rest of my totals for the day right now. I close out my US 30 just because I'm trying to exit the market right now, guys. I want to go to the gym. So I'm trying to get out of all these trades right now so I can I hate going to the gym and then having to wonder, like, you know, my positions are fine or not. So I'm trying to go to the gym right now, and I'll just show you. And this is all in a morning's day, right? A morning's day of trading. Let me show you guys real quick what we're looking at over here. I still have my DAX running, which is completely fine. I don't care. I might just let that continue to run while I log off, because I should have just held it. Look at this. Damn, that's stupid of me. All right, so full TP right there, guys. That was a stupid move by me. 100% stupid. There we go. Full TP off that US 30. Man, I'm freaking dumb, dude. I can't believe I exited this trade. But whatever. Anyways, so back to my my profits for the day. I basically threw away like 300 bucks. Fuck it, whatever. But how can I complain, right? Look at my profits for the day. So you guys, if you guys hopped in on this live session, you guys saw that I took all these trades live. I called them live for you guys. And then my dumbass over here closed out at fucking 987 when I could have had 1,300, which is on some freaking BS, but whatever. Anyway, so let me just go through this real quick. Our first trade for the day right here, you can see US 30. It was I took this about 2 hours ago at 1,500 hours. It's 1,700 off here on the time. So my first profit was 304. 0.50. My next profit right here was 733.50. So 733.50. And then my next trade over here was a loss for 495. So minus 495.01. My next trade right here, I won for 666.72. Again, right here, I had another win for 160. So 160.50. And then I have another one right here for 987. Not bad, right? So that's one account right there. Obviously, like I mentioned, I'm trading 2 FTMO accounts right now. My third one's under maintenance. I think I'm gonna lose that account because I made a stupid mistake during the US holiday a couple weeks ago. So that's fine. I mean, I still have 2 accounts, so I multiply this by 2. I'm in profit for the day about 3,628 off just these morning scalps, right? I took US 30, took DAX 30, took another US 30. This right here shouldn't have been a loss. If I was able to avoid this loss right here, man, profits would have been massive off this, right? But who cares? I mean, you know, shit happens, guys. Like, you can't win every single trade. If your stop loss was too tight, like I did for this trade right here, if I just moved it by like 2 pips, I would have been in the trade. But my stop loss was too tight. And unfortunately, I got kicked out of that trade. But it's cool because I came right back right here and I covered that loss and I made profit. So these are my profits for the day. You guys can see that, you know, I'm 100% transparent with you guys. I show you guys these trades live. If you want to go back and rewind the replay to see if this is legit or not, go ahead and rewind it. And you'll see that I call all these trades and I show the profits right after. So, I mean, that's it for that right there. Let me see if there's anything else to look at here. I'm still in this stupid DAX trade. I want to get out of it, but I mean, I'm already in too deep. I'm like, there's like no point in me exiting this trade. I'll just let it run. I'll go to the gym. Hopefully by the time I come back from the gym, it'll be in profit so I can, you know, possibly exit this. So I'm just going to set an alert right here to remind me like, yo, DAX in profit, look. So when it goes in profit, I'll just know to look at this. So, yeah, I mean, that's it for here. Let me see if there's anything else for me to look at as we continue. Billionaire said, do I use Robinhood? No, I don't use Robinhood, bro. Robinhood is that platform kind of sucks. I mean, it's all right if you're a beginner trader, but like I started on Robinhood like 10 years ago, but then I went to TD Ameritrade, and then I went from TD Ameritrade to Forex.com because I started trading Forex, and then now here I am trading, you know, US 30 with you guys. So I personally don't recommend Robinhood. I mean, it just depends on how experienced you are, right? If you're very experienced with trading, obviously you want to use a more reliable broker. But other than that, I personally don't use them anymore, and I don't recommend them. Yeah, Billionaire Mindset just mentioned DAX moves too slow after London. Exactly, right? That's why I'm trying to get out of this trade. So I'm hoping that it pushes up at least a little bit so I can just pull out of here. Let me see how it moved last week. So this was like 9 something. Yeah, damn, looks like the market kind of dies down around this time. But it looks like it picks up as we get towards like lunchtime right here, right? So it's around 9:26 my time. So 9:26 here was dead and then shot all the way up right here. So that's what I'm hoping is going to happen as we hold over for the other, you know, the other pairs. Let's see. Billionaire Mindset said, what do you use to buy and hold cryptos? So I only buy and hold Bitcoin, Billionaire. So I just use Cash App. I don't use anything crazy. I just use a super basic application for me to buy and hold, because I'm not actively trading it. So I don't need to have, you know, pinpoint pricing. I just buy it and I hold it. And it's easier on Cash App because then I could just like I can just buy, I could like withdraw money to my account. I can just buy some more if I wanted to. And it's like a streamlined process. There's no like waiting time or anything like that. It just happens right away. Here, let me go back up real quick. See, I missed a couple. So, hey, Famous, how's it going, bro? I haven't seen you in a while. Famous said, is it safe to buy your USD? Looks pretty bullish right now. So let me pull up your USD real quick. Yeah, I mean, technically this trade right here is still active, Famous. I'm not sure if you sat in on my live session yesterday, but I marked this up yesterday. I said that, you know, we had the rejection off this point, buy signal, it broke and closed past structure. and then it performed a break and retest. So it broke structure, retested, and then it shot back up. So right now it's technically still active. If you are in this trade or you're looking to enter it, famous, I think it's going to push up until this next structure right here, which is at 1.21890, and it should hit full TP before it reaches that point. So I think overall it does look good. So if you're looking to take that trade, I mean, it looks pretty solid on my end if you're trying to enter that buy. So I would ride that up to here. And then, obviously once it reaches this point, it will either reject off the structure and come back down, or it'll break through and continue pushing up even higher. So it just really depends on how it moves from that point. Man, what's going on with the DAX, dude? DAX is so annoying. It was up here real quick, and I was going to exit because it showed in profit on my screen, but I pulled it up and then it dropped right after. So I guess I'm just going to have to hold on to the DAX for a while. There's nothing I can do about that. But yeah, sorry, famous. Just going back to Euro USD right here. It's currently within the zone, but I do see it pushing up even higher from that point. So I think that's it from there real quick. Let me see if there's anything else. So guys, if you guys are messaging me on the Zoom, I'm not able to see the chat. So I just want to remind you guys, because I see that there's numbers there on the chat, but I can't pull it up on my end. If you guys have questions, just put them on the YouTube channel. The YouTube channel is also available on the page. And then just put your questions there, because I can't see the Zoom messages. Here, let me see if I can pull it up real quick, because I do see it blinking. So I want to see if there's anything else here. Okay, sorry. So Ken, I just saw your message right now. So I see all your messages up here. It says, hey, Shawn, good morning. What's your number for the zones? I seem to have one zone for DAX 10 minute. So Ken, for the DAX, my zone for this is going to be at, it's currently within the zone right here. The lower point of the zone is going to be 13937, and this upper zone is going to be 13965. So I'm not sure if you have the same zones, but it's kind of easy. Just go on the 10 minute, just hide this, and then turn on the K2SR. You'll see that the zones are right there. I just merged all these together, and I merged this one right here as well. So that's how I got the zones off that one. And then going over to your next question, let me see real quick. Kyle said Billy sucks. He's always recovering. Ken said, hi, bro, can you look at US oil? Is that a valid buy on the 10 minute? So let me pull that up for you real quick, bro. So we're on the 10 minute right here. Let me pull up US oil for you. I just saw what Kyle said right now about Billy in the chat. So just looking at US oil right here, let me mark up these zones real quick. So I don't see any entries here on my end, Kenton. I'm not sure if you're using a different broker, because I'm using the TV data right here. I'm not sure if you're using something different. If you have a specific broker that you're using, maybe if you could send it or put it in your question, I can pull up that specific broker. But just looking here at this one specifically, there's no entries here that are available. The most recent entry for US oil would have been right here at about 6 o'clock this morning. So for example, if you took this entry, or actually this isn't even an entry. Let me just delete that, sorry. Let me see if there's any other zones down here, because I don't think there's been any zones since like early this morning. And I'm sure you sent that message like just recently, right? So just looking at this here, the most recent entry would be this red one right here. So obviously you can see here that there's literally no entries from this point, because we need the rejection off the pivot and the structure. If you look at this red candle right here, this would be the most recent entry because it rejects off the pivot and the structure. So if you were to enter this position right here for a long, right over there. So if you were to enter this position here for a long position, and you were to, man, this is a big move right here. I probably would just make this a little smaller, maybe 50 pips. 74 just seems way too far out. If you took that position there and you let it run, obviously you would have hit full TP. I guess the 70 pip was not that bad if you ended up letting it run, because there was literally no drawdown here. It just went straight to TP at that point. So this is pretty much it for US oil. I don't see any other positions here, Ken, if you saw something specific. Here, let me do this for you. I'm going to go to a different asset. Let's see, US oil. Yeah, that's the only one that I see. So just looking at this here, I don't see any scalp entry off oil. The last one would be here, which would be about 5:10 a.m. this morning, but nothing over here because there's no zones in this area. So I don't necessarily see any entries for US oil right there, Ken. So let me see. That's it for that. Let me see if there's anything else here that I'm missing. Yeah, going back to the question, sorry, I'm not sure if I fully answered your question, Connor, but learning Forex and getting to, the stage of being profitable, it just really depends on you as a trader. I'm not sure how like how quick are you to pick up these theories here. I mean, my strategies are very simple. There's people here that join K2 and they make profit right away, like after the first couple of days, if not the first week. But I mean, it varies by person. I'm not sure how fast you learn. I'm not sure if you're able to follow directions properly, because there's some people that just follow directions and they do everything to the T as what I teach, and they're profitable like within a couple of days, if not like that same day. If you like to go off track and kind of doing your own thing, because the problem with a lot of traders that come to K2 is that they learn somewhere else, and they learn, I don't want to say they learn wrong, but they don't learn proper things. Like they don't learn proper risk management. They don't learn about how like risk toward. It really depends on the strategy. Some people are so used to taking these trades where they want to go for like a 1 to 3 or something, right? They want to go for a move like this, and they might not even hit that TP. But if you use a 1-to-1 like I'm using, and you've seen that we've hit TPs like all day today, it works perfectly fine. So it just really depends on like where you've learned before, Connor. I mean, if you're able to follow directions, if you're able to learn quickly, it could be a couple days, it could be a couple weeks, it could be a couple months. It just really depends on you as an individual, how you can like learn and execute what we apply here. But I mean, it's pretty common sense, dude. Like you would look for a wick rejection off the pivot in the structure and you take the trade. It's like not difficult at all. Like I simplify trading as much as possible so that everyone can learn how to trade and trade profitably. But it's just really up to you. If you want to test it out, you can, Connor, just go on the website, k2trades.com, and sign up. Just a reminder, I'm going to be closing this sign up at the end of this month. So if you guys don't sign up by the end of February and it closes and you guys, blow up my DM asking me to give you access, you're not going to get access because I'm just going to be too focused on taking my own trades. So here's our DAX. It's swinging back into profit right now. Nice. So I'm back in profit. I'm gonna let it push up a little bit, and I'm probably just gonna close out because I want to go to the gym. It's 9:36 right now. I'm gonna try to go to the gym by like 10, so I'm gonna log off this session shortly. Other than that, let me just go down these Forex pairs real quick, and I'm gonna see if there's any trades that we can call for this next 4-hour candle close before I take off for the day. And then if you guys want to sit in, let me see if I have any sessions for today that you guys can sit in on. Let me see. So let me check my calendar real quick. So actually, we don't have any sessions today. Or we might. I'll have to check with you guys. I might have some sessions later this afternoon, but I don't see anything on my calendar right now, so I'll have to go check that later. But let me just see if there's Forex pairs real quick. Nothing there. Our OJPY is still pending right now. It hasn't filled yet. This is a possible buy right here. Oh man, I hate when this happens. When I open TradingView on my phone and on my computer, it doubles up my zones right here for whatever freaking reason. All right, so if this ends up closing right here, we can take a long position off this point. Let's see. Yeah, I mean, it's pretty solid for the most part right there, 25 pips. We'll have to see if this ends up working. So AUD NZD, AUD USD, CAD CHF. Good thing I didn't call this trade yesterday. CAD JPY, nothing there. Nothing there. Euro AUD, possibly for breaks below. Take a short position there. Euro CAD, nothing there. Euro CHF, nothing there. Euro GBP, nothing here. So I'm just looking for entries here, guys, off the 4-hour for Forex for you guys who only trade my Forex calls. And obviously I trade both. I trade Forex and I trade US 30. But obviously, if you guys have been in K2 for a while, you guys already know that US 30 is my main asset of choice. So that's probably why you don't really see me. Damn, Yeah, man, I don't like how this, there we go. I don't like how these things overlap. I'm probably gonna have to just redo all these zones again. So our GA is still active, GCAT over here as well. Yeah, it looks like this would hit full, or no. Looks like it's bounced back and forth. GCAT, GCHF over here looks decent. GJ over here looks decent. There's no, so this G right here, if you guys took this trade that I called yesterday, you know, I marked this up here. I marked it up as, you know, rejection, buy signal, breaking close past structure. It's about to hit full TP for, I mean, it's already at 100 pips. So if you guys took this, if you guys sat in on my live session yesterday, this was available. If you took it, congrats. If not, it's all good. Move on to the next one. You know, there's always going to be trades available, guys. So if you guys miss a trade, don't FOMO in, right? Don't feel bad that you missed the trade, because I'm going to be calling the next one anyways. It's not the end of the world, especially with these scalps today, right? So I'm sure a lot of you guys probably regret not taking my trades if you guys were just too iffy about it. But I mean, it's all good, guys. We have tomorrow. We have the rest of the week. So if you guys didn't profit with me today, we'll be profiting either later today Asia session or again tomorrow morning. But I mean, there's some massive profits today, guys. Like, congrats to everybody who locked in profits today. I'll show you guys profits again shortly. But let me just so we have a possible entry here for, man, this thing's messy. I'm just gonna redo everything. I gotta make sure not to open the app on my phone, because when I open it on my phone, it ends up doubling up my my zones here, which is freaking annoying because it's hard to see. All right, it said DAX in profit. Look, so our DAX is back in profit. I'm probably gonna close it before I log off, but I'm gonna let it breathe a little bit, because I'm gonna take off and go to the gym for a second, and I'll probably be back in a couple hours. And this is what I suggest you guys do too, guys. Like, remember to take a break midway through session. I know a lot of you guys want to just sit through the session and power through, but if you guys do that, you guys usually end up losing money, right? Because you guys just get too greedy, and the market starts to get crazy through like mid-session. That's why usually I go to the gym around like 10 o'clock, because I'm not trying to be like tempted to enter in these trades that I know I'm going to lose. So what I do is I make my money, I go to the gym, I chill out, and then I come back and I trade some more later. And you guys should be doing the same. Like, you guys don't need to trade 24 hours a day, right? You guys can, but it's not necessary. We've already made like over 2,000 this morning on just one account, and I'm taking 2 accounts. I'm probably up like 5,000 almost today. And this is just me trading in the morning with you guys, right? You guys don't have to trade 24/7. Just trade when's a good time to trade. Don't have to force trades all day, because you'll probably end up losing your account. So here we have the rejection from this point. We have the sell signal right here. And then we have a break and close past structure right here. So this would be a sell entry for you guys. I'm gonna probably go for like 45 pips maybe. Nothing too crazy. So that's a setup right there. It's 9:41. So we have about 20 minutes left on this candle before, you know, before we decide to call this or not. But other than that, I'm just mark that up right there. I think that's it for there. Euro odd and nothing there. Euro NZD, I'm probably not going to call that. This is probably the only trade that's possibly like remotely active that we can possibly take. But I don't know. We'll see. If it closes, it closes. If it doesn't, then it doesn't. And we'll just wait for, you know, the next entries. Man, this DAX keeps freaking playing with us. I'm trying to get out of this trade. All right, DAX, push it up a little bit, just a little bit. We got 7 minutes left on this candle. I think if it closes above here, then it's going to push up, and then I'm probably going to exit and profit. While I can, I'm going to go hit up the gym for a bit. So if you guys want to exit this trade and profit, you guys can when it swings up. Otherwise, you guys can hold on to it. I'm just going to keep watching it because I want to show you guys the totals of my profits for the day, because I mean, it's been a great day so far. I don't know about you guys, but I had a great day. Actually, I do know about you guys because you guys have been sending this. Wow, look at Camo over here. What? Look at Camo over here, bro. 1,171. So we took these 2 trades right here for US 30. Congrats, bro. That's some great work. I know you're working hard to grow that account. Again, right here, damn, up 800. So nice work off that. You know, up 800 after taking a mistake, loss on Bitcoin. Did not mean to play a standard. So he took this big loss on Bitcoin. You know, obviously he'd be up over 1,000 because he should be at like 1,300 if he didn't take this like loss right here. But, you know, mistakes happen and it's all good. You know, you guys bounce back from it. That's all that really matters. Ivan over here locking about 363. Congrats, bro. Nice profit off that. You killed it off that too. So that looks good right there. Camel said, Shawn always talking about some lady that making serious bank. Whoever made 8K, she killing it daily. Yeah, so like that's Cheryl over here. Let me check this real quick. Wayne said, yeah, start the queen because Cheryl over here locked in 8,000. So if you guys have profits that you guys want me to share in the group, just send it over to me and I'll send you and I'll share it with you guys. And then we will see what we got over here. So I'm just showing you guys everyone's profits. So here's Ivan's profits. He made 363 today. Cam over here locked in 852. He should have made more off that, but it's all good. Camo locked in a bit more right here, about 1,000 off those 2 trades. C-Souk locked in 1,829. Cheryl over here locked in 8,128. And you guys can see, you know, there's a lot that's possible here. It's not just me that's profiting. Everyone in K2 is profiting. So if you guys are looking for a team to trade with, you guys have found the right team because I do this every morning. So if you guys want to make money with this, you know, it's here. It's here for the taking if you guys want to. So if you guys haven't already, if you guys can like the stream, that'll definitely help. And I'll continue to keep coming on these live streams with you guys. But like I mentioned, if you want to learn the strategy, you guys don't need me. Like people here are applying these entries on their own. You just, you know, go to the website, k2trades.com, sign up here. And that's, you know, you're going to have the ability to sign up until the end of the month. At the end of the month, if it disappears, it disappears. You know, you lost your opportunity. So just make sure to sign up ASAP if you guys are interested. If not, you guys will just have to wait for me to reopen it, which will probably not be anytime soon. Because you guys can see how much we're locking in off these scalps, right? There's really no reason for me to really be focused on teaching right now. I should be focused on trading. So other than that, yeah, nice. Eunice said DAX is pushing up. That's what I'm saying. I'm just waiting for this to close above. We have about 4 minutes left on this candle. I think if it closes above this structure right here, so say if it closes above right here, it's probably going to push up to the next structure. And if that happens, I'm going to close out in profit. So I can go work out in peace. So I don't have to go like work out and look at my phone every 10 minutes to see if I'm in profit, which I'm sure you guys are familiar with. Billionaire Mindset said, Shawn, you gonna hold DAX till full TP? So I'm probably gonna close out soon. Billionaire, I personally, I just don't like holding trades when I'm not able to monitor it. You know, I like to exit trades like when I can, because I personally just don't like trades running when I'm not able to watch them, because it's just, you know, it's that thought behind your head. It's like, damn, I should be at home in my computer or in my office, like watching this trade when I could have just closed it in profit. So I'm gonna wait and watch this for the next 3 minutes, and then I'm probably gonna log off soon. The only entry here I see is UJ for Forex. So I might call this, but I'm gonna be waiting for this right here. Other than that, let me see. Yeah, I'm just gonna keep watching this DAX here. I'm hoping that it pushes above here. If it pushes above and closes, then I'll probably hold on for like a few more minutes before I close this out. But anyways, let's see. Nice. Yeah, Camo did almost 900 today. Congrats, bro. I just saw your profits there, Camo. You locked in some good stuff there. Yeah, bro. If only you didn't take that L right there off Bitcoin, right? You would have been pretty solid. I mean, you're solid overall. You know, profit's profit. You can't complain over like 800 bucks right here, bro. If you're making 800 bucks in like what do we trade for? You traded for like what, 2 hours now? So technically, if you made like, you know, 852 and you've only been trading for like 2 hours with me, you locked in 426 an hour. You know, this is more than most people make. Well, almost everyone, you know, hourly rate, just trading for a couple hours a day with me here live. So nice work off that. Yeah, exactly. Camo said profits profit better than losing. Man, one day I had to make up for the big loss I took last week. Yeah, I agree, bro. So I think that's it for there. Let me just check real quick. Harris is asking, you think SPX will push higher? Here, let me see. Let me just pull it up. So, I mean, possibly if US 30 is still pushing up right here, it's probably going to keep pushing up as well. So just looking at this here, SPX. Honestly, I don't know. The SPX looks kind of messy right now. It looks like, let me just check the zones real quick. Because it's currently reaching another zone right here. I think it's probably going to drop at some point, but who knows when that drop will happen, right? The only problem is that I think majority of retail traders are shorting SPX right now. So it's not, I don't think it's going to drop anytime soon. I mean, you know, looking at it from a realistic perspective, like looking at this here, it can easily reject off this point, or it can break above here. The key point is going to be this pivot right here. If it breaks above the pivot and stuff, then it's probably going to bounce around. If not, it'll probably come back down. But you know, this is going to be key, because if it breaks above this pivot, so this is what these are the scenarios that I see right here. It can either reject off the pivot, or what can happen here is it can break above the pivot, come back for a retest, and then skyrocket up, right? So there's two different scenarios that can play out there. It can either reject off it and continue shooting up, or it can just reject off it and come crashing down. So I don't know. We'll have to wait and see how this plays out. Harris, I'm not sure how this is going to play out. If the DAX and US 30 keep pushing up, then obviously it might keep pushing up, but who knows? There's really no telling whether it's going to continue up or not. So let's see. Nitsika's asking if I can take a look at GU. So let me pull up GU real quick. So pulling up GU right now. GU right here is bullish. I mean, it's the same analysis that we looked at yesterday. It's about to hit full TP right now. We had this markup yesterday, rejection off the structure, buy signal, breaking close past structure right here, and then it pushed up to full TP. The full move is going to be up here. So technically it's probably going to keep pushing up, and I don't know how much farther, or it's going to push up right away, but I think overall it's going to push up to possibly reach this weekly resistance up here. So it's still got about, even though it's going to hit our full TP right here, it's still got about 85 pips to go if you wanted to ride the full move. So just keep that in mind. Other than that, let me just pull up the DAX on my screen. I'm trying to see what's going on here. Damn, dude, the DAX is freaking annoying. It keeps bouncing back and forth. I'm trying to just close out on profit right now, but it's moving around so much. It's moving like in blocks. It's going from like -30 to like +30 to like -100 to +100. I just want it to go directional, like at least like one push up, so that I can pull out of this position. I can log off for the day. Because I want to give you guys the totals of my profits for the day, obviously. So I want to once I get that. Jesus, bro, come on, let's push up a few more. All right, I'm gonna give it a few more minutes for this candle to close, and then we'll probably I'll probably close it out. But anyways, just looking at GU here, I think it's going to keep pushing up. Nitska, it looks like it's going to hit our TP here, but it's going to continue pushing up higher. The only position I'm looking at right now is UJ right here. I don't really see much going on from it. Let's see. So that's bullish right there. Let me see this. This is weird because like UJ is coming down, but then AJ is pushing up. Usually they kind of move in the same direction. Let me just check this real quick. I'm going to check the indexes. So I got the Japanese index right here, JXY, and then I have the DXY US dollar right here. So looking at these two here, it looks like the JPY is actually strong while the USD is weak. So that actually looks pretty solid. I'm going to call this trade right here for you guys in the premium. So if you guys are in the premium group, you guys will get this trade right here. I'm going to call this for you guys here. All right, so I got a sell stop right here for USD JPY. And guys, make sure to use the exit strategy. I know a lot of you guys don't like using it, but the Forex market is just, it's a choppy market right now. It keeps going back and forth. So if you guys aren't protecting your positions, you're probably going to get burnt. So just make sure to protect your positions when possible, because you guys can't get lucky every single time, right? You guys can get lucky sometimes, but it's not going to happen 100% of the time. All right. There we go. Sell stock for UJ. Send that over there to you guys in the premium. So that looks solid for the most part. And I'm just going to set up my alerts for this real quick. And I'm going to take this on my own account as well. So let me see. USD, TP, USD, JPY, TP1, 11, TP2. Full TP. I probably have to leave DAX alone while I go to the gym, because I'm just getting too impatient waiting for it to push up. But anyways, I sent this call out for you guys in the premium group, so you guys have it. Got all my alerts set up right there. I'm just going to mark this up here. So we're in this for a sell. I'm going to turn this for a red flag. And there we go with that. Here's the DAX. Oh man, come on. All right, we got 5 minutes left on this candle. I'm going to keep watching it right here. I'm going to wait for it to push up. And then I'm probably just going to manually exit. So if you guys want to hold on to it, feel free to hold on to it. But I'm going to step away from the office for a bit. So I'm going to go ahead and go to the gym. And I'm going to close this out in profit when I can. Hashim's asking, you ever analyze gold? Yeah, I always analyze gold. I analyzed gold earlier today, Hashim. I don't know if you're just joining this room, but there's gold right here. This is what I was mentioning yesterday, right? So I mentioned we wanted price to break and close past the structure. And then obviously right here, price broke and closed past the structure. Here, I'll just delete everything off the chart. And I'll just give you a clean analysis of gold. So here, the same analysis I did yesterday. Here's the naked chart. We turn on the K2SRs. We draw our rectangles over here to identify the rejection points. Not difficult at all. That right there. I mean, I can analyze anything, guys. Like, you guys can see that I use the same analysis for Forex. I use the same analysis for indices. I use the same analysis for commodities. It's the same thing. Like, K2 works for whatever you guys want to trade. So just looking at gold right here, this is the zones that we just drew right now. You can see the same area has been tested since September of last year. So it broke into the zone in July of last year, broke above it, broke back into it right here in November, and then broke above it. Now it came back again right here for February. So after we draw this right here, I turn on the momentum indicator. I'm sure we have a bullish momentum right there. And that's exactly what we have, right? So we have the rejection off this point down here. We have the buy signal right here. You can see price broke and closed past this structure right here. As soon as that happened, it pushed up to this structure over here, right? If this ends up closing above this structure right here, what do you think is going to happen from that point? Same thing. It's going to push up to the next structure right here, where it can either break above it and continue higher, or whether it can reject off this point and swing back down. So there's two scenarios that can play out right here. You know, the same pattern played out right here as well. We have the rejection from this point. We have the buy signal right here. It broke and closed past the structure, and then it pushed up to the structure right here, right? Broke past the structure right here. What happened from that point? Pushed up to this structure right here. Same pattern over and over again. Another break and close past structure right there. What happened from this point? Tested this structure up here, right? And then it goes in both directions. We have the rejection off this point, and then it just goes back down this way, right? It just goes back and forth. It goes from up to down, back to up, and then back to down once it reaches that point. So here's my DAX. Let me see. Nice. All right, so I closed out on my DAX, guys. I was getting tired of it. I wasn't trying to deal with it anymore. So here's my DAX. I'll show you guys my profits for the day. So let's get this total. and I'm gonna go head to the gym right now. I'm gonna get it pumping real quick before I come back for Asia session. So here is all of our live trades for this session today, right? So I'll go over the live session trades. These are literally all the calls that I made this morning. I made this US 30 call over here. So let me just move this up a little bit. Or I mean, you can see it right here. Let me just move this over real quick. Let me see if I can stretch it out. Here, let me just, okay. So here we go. I'm going to smooth this over real quick. All right. So here's all the trades that I called today, this morning. If you followed the live session, you can go ahead and rewind it if you want to confirm these trades that I took this morning. But yeah, I pretty much called all these trades right here. Let me just see if I can stretch this out a little higher. Let's make sure that everything gets included in here. It's kind of hard off this MT4 because I'm using the web platform. I'm on a Mac, so I don't really have access to the desktop version. But anyways, looking at here, this is the first call that I made this morning. You can see right now it's 1700 hours on the MT4 time. The first trade was called about 2 hours ago. So the first scalp right here was 2 hours ago for US 30. I locked in 304 off this. So I'm gonna add this up for you just so you guys can get the whole totals for today. So 304.50. And these are all the trades that I did live, and I took them on my FTMO, so you guys can see that these are legit profits. So for that, 304.50 plus 733.50. We have one loss right here. If you guys followed that, that was a stupid loss. It shouldn't have hit. My stop loss was just too tight. So we're going to subtract 459.01. So we're still currently net profit 578. Our next win right here is 666.72. So plus 666.72. Overall profit 1,245. On top of that, we have another win right here, 160.50. Another win after that, we have another win for 987 plus 987. And then lastly, the DAX that I just closed out, I wasn't trying to deal with it. I was like, whatever, I'm gonna go to the gym. I'm gonna go enjoy my gym time, and I'm not gonna worry about this trade. So right there, another 40 bucks. So plus 40, plus 15. So for today, the scalp session on one account, I've locked in 2,433.36. We've only been trading for like 2 or 3 hours now. And this is what's possible if you trade with me live here. And then, I trade on 2 FTMO accounts. So I just copy all my trades to the other account. You multiply that by 2. Oh, sorry. Multiply that by 2 right here. So in total today, I made about 5,000, made 4,866 and 72 cents. So, after the split, if I take my FTMO split times 70%, my take home is still 3,406 for the day, which is not bad, right? Who would complain about this right here? Making 3,400 for the day is not a bad thing at all. So that's pretty much it, guys. I'm pretty much done for now. I'm gonna go to the gym, go get a workout in. I'll come back for Asia session. So if you guys have any other questions, feel free to reach out to me. If you guys message me on Telegram, I haven't gone to your messages yet. If you guys emailed me, I also haven't gone to those yet either. So just nice. So Billy's about to take a scalp off UK 100. So nice. I'm probably gonna hold off on that for a bit. I'm not really gonna take that just yet. Steven said has his order filled. I'll respond to you guys right now. But yeah, other than that, guys, I have a bunch of emails and stuff to look at. So if you guys have any other questions, just reach out to me on Telegram or email me, and then I'll catch you guys here tomorrow. So if you guys like this stream, you guys pulled some value off it. If you guys want access to the indicators, just go on the website, k2trades.com, click on K2 strategy course. Otherwise, I'll catch you guys here again tomorrow morning for some more scalps. Yeah, I got a lot of profit to make this week, guys. I'm trying to save someone's FTMO, and I'm not going to save anyone else's, guys. This is a family member, so I'm trading their FTMO, and that's why I'm trading pretty aggressively right now for it, because obviously I want them to pass. So that's pretty much it for today, guys. Thanks for showing up. If you guys haven't already, if you guys can like the stream, and Campbell said likes for these lives are too low. All good, we in premium. So yeah, so definitely, guys. Thanks for supporting the channel, and I'm going to continue to do this every day for as long as we can continue, unless we close this off to just a premium member. So thanks for showing up. Hopefully, you guys made some profit, and I'll